Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We're here for another match of the KFC Big Bash. This one, Melbourne Stars taking on the Hobart Hurricanes. The Hurricanes, they will be bowling first. Joel Paris into the lineup. We've actually got both teams' caps as well. These are the only two caps that I own from the BBL, but perfectly matched up for this contest. So we're going to be switching between them throughout the match. Looking through at the starting lineup for the Melbourne Stars, it will be Joe Clark, Tom Rogers, Bo Webster, Nick Larkin, Marcus Stoinis is in the side, which is slightly surprising because of the fact that he did end up hardly playing in the last game. He was really under the weather, but he's going to be out there for this game by the looks of it. Hopefully he does go all right. Hilton Cartwright, Campbell Callaway, also Luke Wood, Nathan Courtenay, Trent Bolt, the Kiwi, and Adam Zampa, the last man there. We have got Dark Art in the chat. I have 10K on the Hurricanes. 10K, okay. It's a big bet. They are slight favourites for this game. So you are definitely hoping that I'm wearing this cap by the end of the contest. And also we have got there young boy Peter. Say hello, matey. Oi, oi. Sure you do. And you're sporting Melbourne by the hat, but I also have this one, so I can put it on at random times. I could wear both of them, but I would look a little bit weird. Or weirder, I think is the best way of describing it. Tom Rogers now. It's a lot of Tom Rogers in the BBL. I can count at least two. Nice little work of the single. They'll get another run on the board. Moving up to 2 runs now. So the Stars, they weren't quite able to get their win over the Sydney Thunder. They made that game a lot closer than a lot of people anticipated they would. And also we go there, thumbs up, good morning. Says MD, welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing very well. Joel Paris, I'm pretty all right so far throughout the first over. So the Hurricanes, they won the toss. They're quite a good side chasing, whether that's with Matthew Wade, Darcy Short. We do actually know now we've got 5 Kiwis in the BBL. Jimmy Neesham playing for the Hobart Hurricanes. So the list just keeps on growing, which is actually very cool to see all the Kiwis throughout the comp. Yeah, I hope you guys have all had a very good day so far. It is currently an earlier game, only 7:05 here in New Zealand, the start time, rather than the 9:15. It's a game on later on tonight, which is Sydney Thunder versus Adelaide Strikers. We won't actually be covering that game, sadly. So it does overlap a little bit. And also, I got cricket tomorrow morning. Got to get up nice and early so we can get away on time. It's currently raining, though, so hopefully that goes away by tomorrow. Another single taken. Anyway, with the gloves on today for the Hobart Hurricanes as well, I should mention, and him alongside Darcy Short have had some very good partnerships throughout last year. And that's not even including Ben McDermott, who was the leading run scorer in BBL 11. So they've got a great lineup. Jimmy Neesham in the middle order might be able to add a little bit more power. Paris, it's quite a tall individual, so normally bangs it into the track. It's going to be off the outside edge. Oh, it would have been an absolute screamer there. Short third man, disappointed in himself. I think that's Shadab Khan. That's a disappointing one for him because he normally plucks them out of the sky. Another one of the internationals here for the Hobart Hurricanes. Just dove for it and didn't quite gather it in the hands. The half chance. How many runs can Rogers go on to now that he's been given the second chance? Joel Paris disappointed though. Last ball, he's gone for 5 runs so far. That's going to be off the edge as well, just over the top for Rogers. And that will race to the boundary for 4. So it works out to be not too bad of an over there. 9 runs off it for the Stars. A couple half chances. Did Melbourne win their last? They did not. They missed out narrowly. I believe they lost that game by 1 run in the end. Or actually, it would go down to the wicket, so probably lost by 1 wicket. It was an extremely close game between the two sides. This is quite tight around my head. Oh, no, that's not good. We're going to have to push that back, aren't we? What I could do, if I get strategic, is not quite. How about that? We got the Hobart Hurricanes and the Stars on the other side. I feel like I need this one slightly further this way, though. Here we go. It works well. Both of them in the background. Now into the bowling attack. It looks like it is going to be Dooley getting the chance. Don't believe he was at the Hobart Hurricanes last year, so a nice chance here for him. Try and show everyone what he can do. We've seen so many great debuts in the BBL already, and we're only up to game 4. Whether that's Naveed, the spinner from last night, Hussein, he was very good. His line on length. Oh, that's a peach of a delivery to Joe Clark to start us off from Dooley. He's got a face like this. I think he feels that that should have maybe been hit. He looks like quite a springy character here, Dooley. A unique action, as they've called it, as well. And a weird, he squats down as if he's taking a goal kick. Yeah, and does a weird cartwheel in the way he bowls as well. I guess it's just to stand out a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't break eye contact with the batsman the whole way back. There you go, a little cartwheel action. And also, our favourite team jersey in the BBL. I probably would go the Melbourne Stars, but then the problem is you can't actually wear a Melbourne Stars kit on a live stream because it's green. And green doesn't really work for a green screen. Plus, the one that I bought from Australia was actually a child's medium rather than a men's medium. Even though I did order the men's medium, they went, no, you can have a size 16, which was a bit small. Hi, Hamish. Is Ryan. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. We are excited for another game of the BBL. Currently, Rogers, 6 off 3 deliveries. There's been a couple half chances for the Hobart Hurricanes in the field, though. Reverse sweep attempt there. He goes for the appeal. It was nowhere near hitting the stumps. And also, Hamish, I have Brisbane Heat jersey. Says Ryan, the Brisbane Heat have also got quite a nice colour, that kind of light blue themselves. Got the grey nickels at the moment there, Rogers. I decided I'd do a bit of show and tell. I've got my bat next to me. It doesn't look that pristine at the moment. She's had a few knocks in the middle. There you go. That's me bat, the grey nickels max. It's a lot of red and white and damage to the middle section. I also, unfortunately, chipped the side there. Here we go. Is it going to focus? A little bit. Little chip out the side. She'll be right. The edges work. I've used them quite a few times, more than the middle at times. Shot. Or is it? No, he hasn't quite got that one, Clark. It's going to be enough. Oh, did that go for 6? It did. It was only really a wrist flick for Clark and managed to get it all the way there. And also, is he starting the batter down on the way back to the top of his run up? What a legend. Love a good nasty fasty, says Elon there. And can Brisbane Heat win or not? As in the whole competition, Ryan, because they did absolutely butcher their first match, unfortunately. So they have to play better than that in the future. And how much high-paced bowling can you face at max 135 kilometres per hour or high, says Coding. No one really bowls that in the competition that I play in. I feel like the fastest bowler that we probably face is like 110, somewhere around there. Maybe about 70 miles an hour. What's that conversion? How quick is 70 miles per hour? 112. So, yeah, maybe that's about the highest speed. I haven't really had to face anything higher. And average winners Brisbane Heat match, says Ryan. I'll have a look on the schedule. I would have thought you'd know it all off by heart, though, Ryan. If you've got the BBL kit for the Brisbane Heat, do go for them. Joel Paris bowling the second over. Rogers advances down the wicket, hits it out to the boundary. Another 4 runs. They move up to 20 runs now off only 2.1 overs. Exactly what they needed to do, though. Be aggressive in the power play. We saw that effective for the Melbourne Renegades last night. They actually managed to get a lot on the board. The next game for the Brisbane Heat is going to be on Wednesday next week up against the Renegades. It's the next time that they are playing. Nice shot, though, from Joe Clark. So to the leg side, I've got because I am seeing Bangladesh match, says Ryan there. Rogers moves up to 11 off 6 deliveries. How would you react if you were lying by the pool and hard belly flop and copper cab? That's going to be another 6. It's almost, yes, it is a good catch in the crowd from someone watching at the MCG. So hard belly flop and copper cab jumped off the top diving board, splashing everyone. I mean, I probably For one, I wouldn't know who Coppercab was, so that probably wouldn't affect me that badly. And then also, if it's just a random person doing a belly flop, I'd probably just join in because if one person's belly flopping, you might as well all do it. And in a weird way, belly flops, they can sometimes hurt, but sometimes they can be quite satisfying when you get it right. Roger, 17 runs off 7 deliveries. Now Joel Paris got to find his length. That one's going to be chipped down the ground, just landing safely for him. Take the quick single. Some nice fielding in there. I believe that was from McDermott. Hamish, why teams don't enforce follow on India against, again, batting 38 but none. Bangladesh all out for 150. I think it's just to try and put them into a situation where there's no chance of winning, but then also because they want to bowl last on a surface that they think might end up kind of tearing up a little bit by the end of the test match. Will you see Brisbane Heat match? We probably will be doing the commentary next week on the Wednesday for it. Oh, ramp shot. It's gone over. It's going to be another 4 runs. Now Joe Clark getting involved in the scoring. And also we'll get a couple of cap as the Gingers have Souls guy. I mean, it probably doesn't matter who's doing the belly flopping, really. I can just, you'd have to be quite close to the pool, though. Because how high is he diving from? You've said the diving board. How high is the top diving board? Because normally they only have the seats about maybe 5 meters away from the pool, 3 meters or so. So it depends on the velocity of the drop. That's a nice ball from Joel Paris. A New Balance there, Clark, whereas Rogers has got himself a Gray Nichols. That's a very good delivery from Joel Paris. Getting it to go across them in first BBL match I'm watching live. The match is starting usually at 3 a.m. my time. Hard to catch these live. Happy to join y'all for this game, and we appreciate you being here, mate. So you're in America, aren't you? 317 Master Killer, if I'm not wrong. And howdy from CP. Welcome in. You're doing well. You are excited. Oh, that was close to a run out. Shadab Khan normally got a decent arm on him. Doesn't quite go to the man that he was after. And also 10 meters highest in the Olympics. Says Tony. And Ryan looks a big fan of the Brisbane Heat. He certainly is. Off to a good start. The Stars here like last night. And Young from the US says 317. 3 for 33. 33 for none off the 3 overs. Whereas Usman Khawaja and Michael Nessa play Brisbane Heat. Well, they will be on test match duty right through till the end of the final test match up against the South Africans. So you're looking at maybe mid-January, somewhere around there. And then from there, they're probably going to try and earn their spots back in their side. For the Brisbane Heat, off current form, you'd have to say it's going to be pretty easy for Khawaja to go back in because both openers had a shocker last night, Brown and also it was Max Bryant. He didn't fire, so I think Khawaja gets straight back in. Michael Nessa, to an extent as well, shouldn't have to work too hard because Xavier Bartlett almost got himself a half century off 3 overs the match. But here comes Shadab Khan, last over of the power surge. I love him coming down here. Shaddy is what we've just heard from Matthew Wade. Shaddy sounds a little bit too close to a different word. Shadab Khan tries it looked like it was going to be a wrong one, but it's gone through out the cover region. Another 4 runs. On my 3 for 2. Stormers game's going to watch the game this weekend. Says CP. Oh, that's the one, the deal that you were talking about a little while ago, wasn't it? How it was get 3 tickets for the price of 2, wasn't it, CP? If I'm not wrong. Stormers this weekend. I've forgotten who they play. London Irish, I believe. And Shut Up Khan is a fun player, says Elon there. You won't be happy getting hit for a 4. That's going to be possibly a catching opportunity. Doesn't quite go to the man. It's going to race to the boundary again at the MCG. And Shadab Khan, he's got a smile on his face, but he's gone for 8 runs off 3 deliveries. And yes, that's correct. Says CP. And Hamish, what happens to Xavier Doherty? Is he retired or still playing in the BBL? Xavier Doherty. Haven't seen his name yet, so I'm not too sure. Hamish, are we Bangladesh? A Brisbane Heat fan, says Ryan. giving himself room. A little bit of an off, or a little bit of a misfield, I should say. So Tim David just manages to stop it. His glasses go absolutely flying. Believe they're going to be able to get the 3 runs for it. Hey, Amish says, Brandon, welcome in. Doing well. Currently, I should mention, if you hear any rumbling, it is the thunder that's going on at the moment. We've had thunder and lightning today. Not really what you want when you're supposed to have cricket tomorrow morning, but luckily we're going 30 minutes up the road, so it might be all right by then. Also, Kane Williamson, still New Zealand captain for T20. He's too slow. He doesn't really play T20 the way that he should, if that makes sense. He just doesn't really have he's got the ability, but he doesn't use it in T20 to the best. That was a terrible sentence, but you probably know what I mean. I pretty much said what you said, except way worse. That's going to be down the leg side. Just one taken by Rogers. There's also the T20 IPL tournament next month. Is it already back, the IPL? I know that we've got the South African T20 competition that is going to be taking place very soon. They are now going to be having the round of applause for Shane Warne. Of course, did pass away earlier in the year. I believe that it was it because it's 3.5 overs, or was it the number 23? There was something to do with the timing, though. It could be that it was close to 7:23. Either way, I am still clapping. I should probably clap a little higher, or else it looks bad. But Shane Warne, absolute legend of the game, did play for the Melbourne Stars throughout the BBL. And they actually said earlier on in the season that they're retiring the number 23 from the Melbourne Stars. No one else in history will ever have that number again for them. Going to be whipped to the league side. Nicely played by Clark. Just a single. It will close out the power play. They've managed to get 46 runs on the board here. Please see Molten Sultan's match. Have Tim David, Raul Rossi, David Miller, and also Akel Hussain, Josh Little, and Adil Rashid, says Orion. And are they sloppy in the field or tough chances? Tough chances, those ones. Although there was a bit of a misfield for that last shot, but it was hit like a rocket. So understandable why he wasn't able to completely stop that ball. But yeah, still a few too many runs, I think, off those first 4 overs. Yeah, the South Africa T20 Mini IPL League, says CP. And a T20 game takes too long to get going. Eats up the power play, ODI, and Test. He's New Zealand's best. That rhymes. Joe Root T20 record is better than Williamson, and Smith still only plays in Test. And who wins, says Sega. At the moment, a very good start to this match by the Melbourne Stars, but Riley Meredith about to start his bowling. He's lost his mustache. Riley Meredith still very capable of getting that ball down at about 150. It's a shorter ball to start us off. Nicely played. And I'll say they haven't batted yet. So the Hobart Hurricanes have not, no. Currently only 4.1 overs down in the first innings of the match. And Kiwi lads, it was at 3.5 because that marked 23 balls. That makes sense. Okay, the 23rd ball had been bowled. Okay, I was trying to do the maths in my head. I couldn't quite work it out, but that does now make sense. And what's happening outside the window right now is William Shatner out there looking in. Not that I know of. I know that there's a few lightning strikes. I'm trying to think of, I would have made a really bad pun to do with Trent Bolt because he's playing for the Stars, and of course, Lightning Bolt, yeah. Could have done it, decided against it in the end. And Stars looking better than last game, says Causa. They are, and it seems like they've got a more aggressive approach, which can only be a good thing. I've realised that my bat actually very much looks like a Melbourne Stars coloured bat. The back looks very good. Front, not so much. I do need to roll that handle down a little bit, though. Look at that gap. That's not ideal. We've got to fix that. How do you fix that? I feel like the only way to fix that is to actually take the whole thing off, which would be quite a pain. And we hit to the leg side by Clark. Cut it off there, Nathan Ellis. Get in the 2 runs. Not ideal. There was lightning in Oamaru 30 minutes ago. So it must be heading north then, since it's just now hitting us. Bloody Meredith, you bowled 3 deliveries so far. Is it heavy or soft? Says coding. I mean, it's. Oh, the annoying thing is, I know how heavy it was. I think it was about. Oh, how many ounces is a normal bat? Because I think it was a slightly lighter than a couple of the other ounces, like maybe about 11. No, how much is 11 ounces? How much is 11 ounces in kg? Okay, it's not 0.3 kilograms. I'd say it's probably like 1.2 kgs if that's a normal weight. I roll it up a few inches, then back down again after four rolls. Or stretch a bit, then retape it. You're onto it, Jay. You're a smart man. You got that life experience, don't you? Whether it's mangoes or bat handles, you're my guy. I will do that later. 3 to 4 pounds. So that's the normal. It might have been a 3.3 pound. In fact, it might have been 3 pound 11 ounces. That might be why I remember 11. Or that might have been the maximum, and it might have been 3.9, somewhere around there. It said it somewhere on the bag, but I don't know where that's gone. And similar method to a Johnny, says Elon there. 51 on the board now. 5 overs down. Very impressive start. Clark sitting on 30 off 19. Rogers sitting on 19 off 11. Should also mention I've got that GoPro all fired up. And I'm charging all the batteries tonight. I'm thinking 3.8, says Tony. Yeah. It's slightly lighter anyway. I know that they had the option of going for a heavier 3.11, but I went for 3.8 just because I'm pretty weak. So I had to. Imagine I try and play a pull shot and just smack the camera right across. That would be unfortunate. If anyone gets a 50, we might raise the bat. Who knows? Moment, Shane's brother. Wonder how his brother goes in a game of cricket. He doesn't look like Shane, though. To an extent, they look very different. Going to be worked to the leg side. Taken. That will be once again another single. Rogers. 19 off 11. And Clark, 31 off 20. So if both of these men keep on going at a strike rate of over 100, they're going to be looking at, well, you've really got to. But if they can keep on going at around this strike rate, probably looking at about 175, maybe a few more. Would be pretty handy. Fielded in the deep by Darcy. Shorter man who wants to have a big innings with the bat later on today. This is the 4th match of the BBL. The competition, I feel, is going to absolutely fly by. By the time we get to Christmas, I believe we'll be about 10 to 13 matches in, which is good news. Shadab Khan still bowling. The Pakistan representative sitting on 15 runs already off him. The run rate of just under the 10 mark here. Left-hander tries to hit him over the top. I don't think he's got enough straight to Tim David. And that will be the wicket. Shadab Khan picks it up. Tim David takes the good catch. And he looks slightly surprised about it. And as I put it between your finger and thumb, rub it back and forth. The bat grip, mate. And hit that like button. It's free, says Jay. It certainly is free. So be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen. We've got plenty more of the BBL coming. I believe we're going to be doing the game tomorrow night for the BBL, which will be quite exciting. That will be the Sixers versus Perth, I believe. It's actually a final rematch. We'll see how that ends up going. Rogers dismissed. 20 runs off 13 delivery. Now Bo Webster makes his way out to the middle. Webster also got the grey nickels. And Steiner's touched Zampa today, or rub that one in the changing sheds maybe. says it was there from Elon. Although he looks a bit under the weather, so maybe he's not up for a bit of the fun times. The moment, Steiners, he might just like to have a blanket, have a bit of a snooze. That's actually almost what he did for the last game when he was playing. He had to sit on the sideline looking like he was feeling absolutely dreadful, but he still had to be out there. And because of that game, they've actually changed the rules. Anyone with COVID now has to sit in a separate changing room, even though you're still going to end up interacting with your teammates during the warm up and everything anyway. So it's kind of silly to an extent, but it is what it is. That one's going to be a good ball from Shadab Khan to start us off. Down to Webster. Okay, Tim David just saying there's a bit of steep bounce out there on the pitch. Shadab Khan, that was nice classic leg spin down to deep cover, single taken again. This is their opportunity to really slow down that run rate now that they've taken that early wicket and leg wax. Stop desperate, says Tony. Clark sitting on 33, 22 deliveries. Webster sitting on 1 off 1. Believe they've still got another batsman before Marcus Stoinis would make his way to the crease. Do you think they've given Will Pekowski a job in the commentary box because they know if they don't, he'll keep on playing cricket and end up with his 14th concussion? I feel like there might be a little bit of strategy behind it by Cricket Australia. They're like, get this man off the field, give him a microphone so that he can still be involved without scrambling his brain 57 more times. Dooley looks like he's coming back into the bowling. This nice little cartwheel type action. One arm goes out there when he's about to bowl it. In fact, his left arm, so it looks even weirder for me, but pretty much as he comes in, that arm does something like that. And if it looked awkward, that is pretty much Dooley personified by the looks of him. He's a very awkward looking specimen in the nicest way possible. Webster now back on strike. Average first innings score is 167. It's going to be way down the leg side. It's going to be a wide from Dooley. We can't be starting the yawns already. It's still early on. Extras already. We're seeing 2 leg byes and 1 wide. One's going to be whipped to the leg side, straight to the man at short mid wicket. No run taken. Like I mentioned, that pressure's starting to build again on the Melbourne Stars. They haven't been able to get those runs that they would have liked to after losing the wicket. That was close. Nice work and behind the stunts from Matthew Wade. Claiming outside of off. And Pekowski not playing cricket due to fear of hit ball. Not so much fear of him getting hit by the ball for himself, but just more, he's probably once again injured or in like a stand down from getting concussed again, because unfortunately for him, that happens so often. That's close, but I think he was safe. And also we have got there Hamish, next year New Zealand cricket free to air. This will hit you, says Tony. I don't mind if it's free to air. I've always said this the whole way through. It was on Spark Sport up until I think it's July next year is when it's going to be making the shift over to TVNZ. But I've always said no matter what, if there's a way of watching the game for free, we'll tell you about it. And we don't mind if you guys go and watch that for free as that option. Like that's actually in a way ideal because then you guys can see what I'm actually talking about. I've never been one to say you're not allowed to watch something that's available to you, so you have to watch us. Like if it's there to watch, gotta watch it. Also, as American baby Lon, I said no. But then there's this YouTube user called who keeps on saying it is. Couldn't tell you, Zeta. Seems like That's a whole part of YouTube I haven't gone into. And Tim David, Ben McDermott, Wade, some serious power for the Hurricanes. They could chase high score. Is Nisham a Hurricane? He is. It's actually the 5th New Zealander in the BBL. Jimmy Nisham, he'll be coming in at about 7, I believe, when we see him in for the Hurricanes. And F1 to Sky next year, says Kiwi Gamer. So I'm not sure what's happening with Spark Sport. I don't know whether they're going under or whether they're just going to be, I don't know what they're going to be going from. Because I know that they would have been keen to get the World Cup for the rugby side of things, but maybe they missed out on those rights and then they kind of decided, oh well. It's back retiring from sport. Amish, I have you on in the corner just so I have something nice to look at, says Tony. And Costa Bro says Jay. And sold to TVNZ, says Kiwi Gamer, is Spark Sport Company closing next year? Yeah, I'm not too sure what they're going to do for themselves, but I like what TVNZ are doing with the fact that they're going to add the option, I guess, make the option there for free-to-air sport in New Zealand, which is kind of what it should have been the whole time, really. Bukowski not playing to make the commentators' lives easier, says Elon. Ramp shot that have that pace on the ball. Clark has got it down to the man at fine leg. That was Joel Paris who's thrown it back in. That extra pace that Riley Meredith has. We haven't seen a boundary in quite some time here. Currently gone down to a run rate of 8.79. So just ever since that wicket, they've dropped a whole 1 per over. Webster just scanning his field, working out where his gaps are. The ramp shot's always there up against someone like Meredith because of that extra pace that he does offer, but then sometimes he'll go short, so maybe a little bit of a lofted ramp. No, he pitches that one up. Nice shot down the ground from Webster, and they get through for the single. Clark closing in on a half century here, sitting on 38 runs. We've seen a high score of Nick Maddinson. I believe that was about 84, I want to say that it was. So it was actually golden cap for the batting department. And then there was a man who got the 4 wickets in one of the other games, who, of course, now I can't remember who it was. So he has the golden cap at the moment for bowling. That's pitched up. Clark, brilliant shot down the ground. Just really doesn't try and overhit it. Uses the pace of the ball. Smacks it back over the head of Riley Meredith and gets another 4 runs, moving him now into the 40s up to 42. That's just a very nice shot. To stand there, deliver it. Spark Parent Company quitting broadcasting. Gave / sold Sparks rights to TVNZ, free-to-air broadcaster, government funded. 24/7, says Tony. Well, I think what we need to take out of that is that TVNZ bought Spark, which is very handy, or at least bought the rights that Spark did have for the near future. Current run rate sitting on 9. Clark sitting on 43. Webster. Big thing here is just feeding that strike to Clark, get you through to the 10 overs, and then take that power surge. See how many runs you can get yourself in the board. Just those 2 overs. I'm surprised that Nathan Ellis hasn't bowled yet, but I assume they are saving him just a little bit. He might be next over from the other end. Nicely played again. Punched by Webster down a deep third man. McDermott to just the 1. Even with that 4, that run rate is slightly down. Just the 1 ball left of Meredith. So I don't know whether he'll close out the bowling. There's a chance that he does, though, but I would probably give him about the 15th and 17th over if it was up to me, just because I don't know how he'd go in the closing situation. Definitely with that extra pace, you can just pretty much try and ramp him all the time, but that can also go in your favor. That's going to be the short ball, slower delivery from Meredith, almost able to pierce through the field. Bit of a misfield in the deep. Short gets it. They get back for the 2 runs. That'll be the end of the 8th over. 72 for 1 now. Clark's on 45. It's another big yawn, isn't it? Quite a bit of sport on tomorrow. I've just had that realization. We've got the Champions Cup tomorrow morning. I don't believe we'll be able to cover that one, unfortunately, as we will be just about to head to cricket. And as we have there, crikey, the BBL gets loads of love here too. Should be called the big disappointment, says Fluffy. And there, I enjoyed the competition, which I guess is good news, but I guess they would have liked to fill up the MCG a little bit more than they have. I see the sun's come out here, which is interesting because it was a thunderstorm. And Baby is a bit of a yawn, to be honest, says Fluffy. I think it depends on, I guess, which players you enjoy watching. And I like personality, says Tony. Well, Dooley certainly has one of those. He's kind of a weird individual in a good way to an extent. And also we have got there, what did you want to go see when you, or what do you want to see when you go to Perth? If we go to Perth, I should say. But probably Optus Stadium's definitely up there. I'm not sure what else you can actually do in Perth other than go to Optus Stadium, but I'm sure there's some other stuff around the area. You'd have to go at the time of year where it's not too hot. I think is the best way of doing it. All New Zealand cricketers are weird. I guess we got 5 Kiwis in the BBL, so that adds a bit of weirdness or personality to the comp. Clark now back on strike, facing off against Shadab Khan. Does he go 6 and done? Get that 50 up, or does he slowly tick over? I feel like slowly ticking over would be the more strategic option in a good way, says Fluffy. Himself a bit of space, but does hit it down the ground for 1. Okay, they're talking about Darcy Short. Now, he actually bowled quite well last year too, didn't he? I just see beaches and dancing ladies when I go to Perth. Says Tony, that was outside of off stump. Not given as a wide. Webster not quite able to extend the arms far enough. Line that ball up. 1 ball left of Shadab Khan's over. He's actually come back pretty well after IPL BBL is the second competition with so much international players, says Coding. And then it's probably, would it be the PSL next after that? And then I guess the T20 South African League. They'll be trying to get a few internationals into that comp. Another single taken, the quick single. I'll close out the 9th over. Only 3 runs off it there for Shadab Khan. And there's 1 for 75. And seen it light up at night when I was there in July, says Kiwi Gamer. I want to see daughter when I go to Perth, says Fluffy. And also the century in England is big. That is true. Actually, the 100 ball comp, isn't it? I'm not sure when that starts back up again. Like 4 away from his half century. Webster a little bit slower here, though. Only sitting at 6 runs off 11 deliveries. 1 over till the drinks break. Just trying to dry his hands a little bit there, Joe Clark. And does anyone actually remember what happened in the IPL season? Says Fluffy. I'm sure there'd be a few people who are able to. I didn't get to watch too much of it, unfortunately, due to just the time zones that it was happening. We always either had something on during the day. And Gujarat Titans won the last IPL, and they were actually one of the news sides added in, weren't they? Quite an impressive one for them as they added the 2. Right, Nathan Ellis now going to be into the bowling attack. This man's very handy with the ball. Charges into the crease. A little bit leg side-ish. It was a slower delivery. Just the 1 run taken. But I was accept, says Fluffy. Just accept. I remember nothing except the dancing ladies, says Tony there. Only 9.1 overs remaining. Or sorry, 9.1 overs gone. Still got another 11, 10.5 actually. That's going to be no run taken. Nathan Ellis, another very nice delivery there. Trying to work out whether Clark's just going to go for a boundary here. Dancing Lady's always the highlight, says Fluffy. 8.14 at the moment for the current run rate. Ellis, he hasn't got a slip here. Slower ball to the leg side again. They just don't seem to be able to get him away to the boundary at the moment here. I think that's from those change-ups. Sometimes he'll bowl a slow bouncer. Other times try and rip it down there at about, I'd say 135 or somewhere around Nathan Ellis's maybe highest mark. 140 if he absolutely puts absolutely everything into it. And also we have got there, Ames, do you go to beaches for peace? Oh, it's a shot. Very nice shot from Webster. Goes straight through the gap to the mid-wicket boundary. Another 4 runs on the board. But, I mean, I sometimes, normally, to be honest, we go to the beach when we've got, takeaways or something. If we're up the road. Or you go there for a bit of fishing. Depends on what beach you go to, because we've got a beach that's closer, which you go to for fishing. And then there's a beach a little bit further away that you go to that's more of like a leisure beach, I guess you could say. I remember they had pyros, fireworks, and weird stuff to distract from the cricket, says Tony. 8.24 is the current run rate. Webster's still trying to get himself back up to that strike rate of 100. I think they take the power surge relatively quickly here. 2 overs, just absolutely smack the ball around. 2 relatively set batsmen. Last thing you want is to wait 1 more over. Oh, another shorter ball from Ellis. It's worked away to the leg side. Just the single off it. Will be the end of the over. 82 for 1 now as the drinks are run out there onto the park. So Clark's going to be 3 short of his half century. Webster still a long way to go before he gets there. About 38 runs. You don't need. They're currently showing an ad for the, is it the NBL? I believe. It's a competition that I haven't really followed too much in recent years. The NBL. Also, I think Webster is playing for the Hurricanes, and how's that Ames? I watch him from the town of George near Cape Town. George will be very happy to hear that, but welcome him. I hope you are doing very well. You've been enjoying the BBL, and hope you are excited for the upcoming T20 competition that's taking place in South Africa in a few months' time. We may even be doing a bit of commentary for that one if they do have the option of it here in New Zealand. And also NBL is basketball. It certainly is the National Basketball League. And I still don't really watch it in that regard. And George is the town named after him, says Fluffy. There's actually a hotel up the road, about 3 hours as well, called The George. So I feel like at some stage we should get a review of a hotel called The George by George. That is showing the FIFA World Cup as well. We're going to have an upcoming final between France and also Argentina. That will be an interesting game. I believe that's at 4 a.m. on Monday morning, which is actually the time that a Champions Cup game has taken place. Yes, says Fluffy there. And also there's streets named after George too. There is. There's even one in our small town that's called George Street, which is quite cool. Current run rate sitting at 8.2. It's a decent amount, but I think with the start that they had, they'll be slightly disappointed that they weren't able to complete maybe the 90 to 95 runs off those first 10 overs. Definitely since Clark is still a set batsman out there. And yes, hopefully our boys don't disappoint again. To be honest, I think the Proteas fans here losing a bit of hope. There's not your everyday culture. So yeah, of course, tomorrow, South Africa versus Australia, the first test match. It's a shame that we won't be able to cover that very first day, because I will actually be playing cricket in real life, which is going to be interesting to see how it goes. But if it rains, I hope it rains early here so that I know that I can do the test match rather than having to wait till just before the start time and have to drive up there. That's a great ball from Dooley. It's the outside of the off stump. Also, Amish, do your friends George and Isaac are from South Africa? No, neither of them from South Africa, both from New Zealand. Who? CSA, I believe he's going to put who wins, yeah. The moment, it's a bit of a 50-50. I'd say that the Stars aren't in a bad position. Runs on the board always very handy. Had to dive there by Webster to get through. I'm going to see the test tomorrow. Come on, South Africa, says Fluffy. Only the fourth match of the BBL at the moment. 10.2 overs down. They haven't taken that power surge like I thought they would. For me, it's next over or the over after that. You don't want to lose your wicket because or else then it just delays it a bit more. So cut away, another single taker. Maybe it's once Clark gets the 50 that they decide to go for that power surge to say there's no pressure on you anymore. Just make sure you're smacking the ball all around the park. Cooley once again outside of off stump. Little bit of yes, no. Wade gets the throwaway. Almost a run out chance there again. And how will Hurricanes go with Ponting as coach? Says Robert. Who are they talking to at the moment? Because I know that that's not Ricky Ponting. So it might be the assistant coach that they have got on the commentary. They've got a good enough squad to be able to go far. I haven't told my cricket team yet. Should probably text on mate captain, says Fluffy. Probably. And Aidan Markram and Keegan Peterson dropped from South Africa test. Team a little weak in the batting, says Coding and A-Lads, says Obi. In the chat as well. Welcome in, Obi. Hope you're doing well. Giving himself some space there. Didn't get the hit away down to long on that he would have liked to. Another single taken. Right, Clark moves up to 49. Jeff Vaughan's the instant. And also, any plans for New Year's, Hamish? At this stage, I believe we've got a live stream for the BBL. I'm not sure whether we're doing, I think there's 2 games on for that night. I'll just have a quick look. Week 3 it will be. Yeah, so there's a game at 5:30 p.m. and there's a game at 9 p.m. So, don't know. If we end up doing the Strikers versus Stars, we probably won't end up doing anything for New Year's. We'll just be here like we were last year. Fun fact, we actually were on a live stream at the time that it ticked over to the new year, but my family, I think they might be doing something. So, have to go with them. And also, you guys get New Year's first. That is true. We get to see what the new year is going to be like. Then we can inform you of what it is like in South Africa. And then you can decide what your plan is on how to approach it, I guess. Oh, no, the wind's blowing. And the Tower of Buckets has fallen over. Nice, says Amelia. Welcome in. Queenstown this year, yeah, boy. Says Obi. And also, Amish, I reckon you should release a promotional video showing off your Raw Rugby Masterclass that you should send to the ABs. I think it's about time you get a call-up, says Fluffy. Oh, sorry, that was actually not everyday goal. Just over the top with the edge. Another 4 runs there. And that will be Clark's 50. Well batted there. Just to raise the bat. I'll raise it for him. There you go. Although he has actually got a different brand of bat. He's got the New Balance rather than the grey nickels. What position would you recommend that I put myself forward for? Not everyday cultist. Always see myself as either a halfback or maybe a first 5, probably a halfback, to be honest. Nice edge to bring up the 50. Take them any way you can get them. Joe Clark, he's been good today. He's been hitting actually all around the ground from that wagon wheel, and that's the kind of opener that you want, someone who can score anywhere on the park. Going to be off the edge. They take the run. Shadab Khan, if he had hit the stumps, that's going to race for 4 more. 4 overthrows. There was a run-out opportunity, but gifted now the 5 runs there, Joe Clark. He'll move up onto now 50. I believe he moves up to, how many does he move up to? 58, I guess. No one was in the way of that one. And they still allow the locals into Queenstown. They do, yet. And also today was my last day on my apprenticeship. I'm officially on my month-and-a-half break, says Amelia. So hopefully you got plenty planned. Also, I assume you're going back to Phantom of the Opera at some stage soon. That's going to be hit down the ground. Webster gets enough of it. 2 bounces down the ground, and it does end up going for 4. And also, Hamish, I saw this post on Twitter where some ignorant American says, why don't we just ask the Australians and New Zealanders what the World Cup scores will be? Says not everyday cultist. Strategic. I like it. I intend on going back and seeing it as soon as I can. And also, Coding has said, Hamish, you don't have the fitness and body for rugby. Here's Coding. At least you're being honest. I guess to an extent. And damn, that's Urge, says Fluffy. That is Urge, as you've just put it. He has absolutely smacked that one away, Bo Webster. Second tier. 105 meters is my prediction, which is what they've actually just ramped themselves up to here for the Melbourne Stars. Massive shot. Dawana Usman, Kawaja Marnus, Levershane, Steve Smith, Travis Head, Cameron Green, Alex Carey, Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark, Nathan Lyon, Scott Bolland. Australia's 11 for tomorrow. So a good sighting, caught by an invisible spectator. Also, oh ho ho at the MCG this evening. Clark has found his G spot, enjoying himself out there. Good boy, what a star, says Elon. And now Webster's starting to get involved in it as well. Great shot. Okay, they've actually got a seat that is there, and that was the biggest six we've ever seen hit. I think that Webster has certainly given that one a good crack, and off Meredith's bowling, because of that extra pace, it's absolutely huge. I hope they have a ball tracker to tell us how far that one went. What an over for the Stars. Well, says 317. And if this isn't a sign to take your power surge next over, I don't know what would be. It's another big shot from Webster. Oh, it's gone straight to the fielder, though. Taken by Dooley. That's going to be the end of Webster. Last 4 balls, 19 runs, but Webster gone now. I think Stars will get to 210 easily. Hey, Brandon, says it Robert there as well. Riley Meredith, nailed it. Just slower ball there from Meredith. Taken by Dooley. Taking it well. An important catch to have, but that will be now the second wicket down. Right, Marcus Steiners, he's got potential here. Also, they're playing at the MCG. They certainly are. There's a vehicle. It is ours, though, so that's all right. Webster dismissed. Clark still at the crease now. And they know where boundaries galore. Just to end in a wicket. The cricket gods want chaos. Or wants chaos today, it seems. And I can see you as a halfback or a utility back coming off the bench to make an impact. I'll take it. Well, I have been informed earlier on that I haven't got the body nor fitness to be a rugby player. We have to work on that first, I think. Yep, looks like there's 5 spectators there, says Fluffy. And I was like, hey, Robert, says Brandon. Marcus Steiners, though, believe he's feeling a little bit better today than he was last game because he was very under the weather. Has anyone hit into the Shane Warne stand? He was a former Stars player. Says Robert, not too sure whether we've had that ball going that way yet. Steiners plays it. Okay, he's jumping around here. He went out for the golden duck, like they've said last matchup. He's already improved on that. At worst, he can get a duck here. And not everyday cultist. And also Geordie Barrett in the crowd today. Beer for Geordie, best option at 12 in my opinion. I think he is the informed number 12 for New Zealand, even though he's only played there about twice. I think he's the option that they need to go with in the future. And don't listen to him. You'll be a dynamic blindside flanker, says Fluffy. Well, I don't know about blindside flank. I feel like any time I try and lock over the ball, my legs would just give out from underneath me. I end up falling down. Why I play cricket, you see. Don't need a huge amount of strength. You just need the technique. As you can see from that lovely one there, I have got brilliant technique of getting edges. Caught behind. Thanks very much for coming. Got to boost the morale of the wicket keeper, I think is the best way of describing that. That's taken a bit of a knock there. Interesting. Dooley back in the bowling attack. Put that back over there. That almost fell down. And Bodie is a good 12, a good long distance kicking option. Says not everyday cultist. Everyday cultist, sorry, I should say. Okay, you Brandon. Says Robert. That's going to be nicely worked again and busy and planning about what to do. and he's just almost as wide as the blade. It is. It's very thick. Show it again. There you go. Look at that. It's about a good, I don't know how much that is. Probably 2 inches ish. How many inches is that? I'd say it's about 2 inches or so. You can see there, big, thick old middle on it. I don't really hit the middle that often. When it does come off the middle, goes all right. Oh, straight through. Dooley gets the wicket. I want to see what celebration he's going to have. But Marcus Stoinis going to be dismissed. Like I mentioned, he's done better than his golden duck. He's now got a second ball duck. It's very sad for Marcus Stoinis, unfortunately. He's had 2 innings and he has yet to get himself a run in this BBL competition. And how many runs he hit so far? I've only played one matchup with that bat, and that was a few weeks ago. I got 10 runs. So it wasn't like terrible for my first game in 10 years. Rain and storm. And also, World Health Organization just updated side effects. Cricket gets duck, says Abdullah. Yeah, he's had 2 in a row here. 3 for 106. It's starting to fall over a little bit for them. The MCG and Stoney not having a good start to the season. No, but to an extent, like, you got to feel sorry for the man, because I still don't think he would have been 100% out there. And they still decided he was worth that risk, which I can understand to an extent because he's a great player. But Hilton Cartwright, for me, can play that role of Stoinis. Now you're an opener and play first ball for your team. I did have to open in that last match, but I didn't play the first ball. I actually said to the other opener, it was my cousin who was opening. And I was like, right, I haven't played in ages, so you can have the first ball. And what he didn't realize was I just didn't want a royal duck. I would have taken a golden duck if I had ended up with one, but you don't want to give the opposition that 1 wicket off the very first ball. So that's why I go at the non-strikers in, just in case. Get to watch one delivery as well, see how quick they're actually going to be bowling. It's going to be cool tomorrow. I've actually got the GoPro mount set up on my helmet. So I think I'm going to be betting with a GoPro tomorrow if it does end up being fine. The game could get called off for rain, depending on the weather, but we're going to have some awesome, hopefully, footage from that matchup. That's going to be off the gloves of Hilton Cartwright. Just got enough on it. There will be 4 runs to start him off there. Dooley with a bit of a loosener to Cartwright. Still, like, I think they're in New Zealand. It is. Currently, I think they had about a week ago their highest number of cases that they've had in a very long time. So it's still about. It's going to probably get worse over Christmas as well. Very hard to play cricket on a couch. That's my shot that I've been playing in the nets, which isn't a good one. The reverse swing it around. And also Stars win. Yes, says Praveen. They've got a decent chance, but I think it's going to be a tricky one, because the Hobart Hurricanes have got some very handy players. They've actually said that hasn't hit Hilton Cartwright's gloves. That's interesting. That goes against Dooley, and Cartwright, I think, gets the runs. And also Green Nichols, nice choice, says Nuzzy Williams. Yeah. Goes all right. It does. Got the max. What does I say? I almost just smacked myself in the teeth. That would have been unfortunate. English Willow, type A. Is that the best type? I'm not sure. There's actually a type. Is that a type X? Is that the next one up? Oh, the Brandon predicted your weather for you, Amish, says Robert. He did indeed. And the over 3 for 114. And now it's that question, when do you take the power surge? Because they've lost a couple wickets in the last 2 overs. Still 7 overs left, so there's plenty of time. And really sweet voice as well, says Praveen. That is my voice, and thank you very much, mate. I usually appreciate it. Currently, looking through at that Melbourne Stars batting lineup, there's not a huge amount left in it in terms of well-known designated hitters. We're talking kind of like baseball. Should make a bat out of Manuka, says Fluffy. In Woodtech, I actually made it out of a 2x4. Which didn't go well. As soon as it hit any sign of a ball, snapped in 2. I think he means raining off runs. Says not everyday cultist. I'll take the surge anywhere near the 15th over. Shadab Khan to be bowling his last over now. Hit down the ground from Cartwright. Oh, bit of a mix-up there, but Shadab Khan, he's driven his knee into the ground. So they do get through for one. Excalibur, says Nazzy Williams. And I'm from India. And also from, hopefully I pronounced this correctly. Is it Karnataka? Hopefully I said that correctly. And long live Excalibur, says Fluffy there as well. Shadab Khan. The 10 runs and over would get them up to 183 from here. Work to the leg side again. Just taking the single. But I was talking about it actually with my parents earlier on today. How with the GoPro on, that's a lot of added pressure with the bat in hand. Like if you get yourself out for a duck, you got no footage. So you got to make sure either you're going to smack a few runs around or you're going to put it on someone's helmet who is going to smack a few runs around. But I have the idea of, because you umpire your own innings when you are not actually at the crease type thing, like one of your teammates will go in and do the umpiring. I'm wondering whether or not I could get away with having a chest mount with the GoPro on it and umpire would be quite cool. It's going to be hit down the ground from Clark into the gap, and they get the 4 runs. They just couldn't quite cut that ball off in time. Nice shot from Clark, moves up to 60 runs now. Also, we got there 10 a.m. Australian time, Brandon, when that Australia Test match starts. And Ken's hitting Lily single-handed into Bay 13 with that bat, says Fluffy. And also, Praveen, will you date me, says Mahak. Whereas Maxi today, he is still injured, unfortunately. Did end up playing a game of Twister at a child's birthday party and ended up getting hurt and breaking his leg on replay, of course. Check with Fluffy. He's going to the game. And also, we have got some love in the chat. I'll take a Kiwi lad sign. Will you? We might be able to pick you up. Although, are you just going to the first day, Fluffy, or all of the days? Because I know that I'm probably not going to get to see a majority of day 1. Where are you from? Says Praveen. Not that 12 p.m. New Zealand time. Okay, thanks you, Rob. Yep. Says Fluffy. So if you go into all the days, yeah, maybe. Take a Kiwi lad sign. We'll try and pick you out. That would be really kind of weird, wouldn't it, if we actually saw it? Depends on beer funds, says Fluffy there. Yeah. Oh. I wonder if you could somehow trick the commentators into saying Kiwi lads on their commentary. The only way to do it would be something like go the Kiwi lads, and then they'd be like confused because they're not playing. I was like, Hamish, I'm getting the sense and smell of Rajni, the former Praveen, says Mahak. And I was like, what if the camera don't find him then? It's just what it is. It's all good. Right, they found the seat that Webster was able to hit the ball to. That's a quarter ball chance. No, it's gone over his head. That is going to be 2 more runs to David. All direct hit. 110. They're trying to say for the size of the shot. I'll find a camera, says Fluffy. And how is your mind? My mind is good, I would say overall. I guess. I haven't been asked about my mind before. Yeah, Praveen, I am beautiful Indian girl, says Mahak there. I was like, hey, Fluffy, make the sign huge. Says not everyday cultist, and a flare might draw such a do not light a flare. Kiwi lads cannot endorse that kind of behaviour. I've got to actually legally disclaim that, or else we could get sued. So yeah, the Kiwi lads do not recommend doing any sort of illegal activities with any sort of items as a game or anywhere. Probably 1 chance out of 100. What if the ball hits the GoPro? The thing is, I haven't been hitting the helmet in a very long time. But I bet you the one time that I've got a GoPro on there, it would end up hitting it. So I hope it's made of glass, so it might end up shattering. Unfortunately, that would be a very expensive, like, yeah, that would be a very expensive venture if the first ball that I face hits the GoPro. That would be heartbreaking. We're also going to have a sideline camera too, though, just in case. For you, Hamish, what is your favorite time with George and most viewers' video? Time with George. I mean, that vlog, I think that was absolutely brilliant from Clark as well, I should mention. But yeah, favorite video is definitely that vlog that we did on the channel very recently with me, George, and Isaac. And Daniel made a short appearance on it. And hey, Fluffy, perhaps a run onto the field during the tea break. Also, do not do that. And hi there, Kiwi lads. Another day, another match. Cool day, 9:10 a.m. here. Take down, need some breakfast. I need some charge for my iPad. And I've got the chat on, so I'm going to have to reach around. Sorry if this is extremely zoomed in on my face or the side of it. We're going to grab that. We're going to plug that in. There we go. That's gone high from Clark. Is this going to be the end of his innings? No, it falls safe. Sometimes if you've got the luck, you've got the luck. And you just got to work with it. I hope everyone is well. Says Amelia. Doing all right at the moment. I will mention after cricket practice last night, after not playing for a couple of weeks, I have about 7 sets of muscles up this arm, down the back, down the leg that are a bit sore. But we're going to be all right. You started GoFundMe. The legal costs, I could be persuaded. We're not doing that, Fluffy. We cannot endorse this behavior. Oh, he hits it straight into himself, so they're not going to take the run. That was actually very well done by Hilton Cartwright to spot that he wasn't going to be able to get through for the run. It's important there. I'm currently trying to figure out what I want from Uber Eats, says Amelia. Oh, what are your options? I'll help you out. I love Uber Eats. Even though we can't get it here, that's why I love it when anyone else is getting it. And where's Hobart? I think there's a big yacht race from Hobart to somewhere. Is it an island? Is that? Oh. Well, one's got Hobart involved. There is one, isn't there? I want to be the first time, Robert. And don't get kicked out of the Gabs. And below Australia, says Robert. And also Oosh the Rock, says Nazi Williams. And Hamish, do you have Windows PC or Mac? I've got a Windows PC. It works sometimes, but also doesn't work at other times. My options, Hungry Jack's, KFC, and Red Rooster. Oh. Now, Hungry Jack's, that's kind of like our equivalent of Burger King, isn't it? I'm going to quickly look at a Hungry Jack's menu. What type of burgers do you like, Amelia? Because I remember from Hungry Jack's, I got like a barbecue bacon burger, and it was really good. Or at least I thought it was good. So I would recommend that one. And as long as you don't get kicked out of the Gabs or the Gabba, you'll see them on the news. KFC, hamburger and cheese chips. Says Brandon there. Okay, they're just having a chat about how far Bo Webster's one of my favorite burger from Hungry Jack's is the Jack's Fried Chicken Burger. I haven't actually had that one. Sounds all right. 105 meters is how big Tim David thinks it was, between 105 110, which is actually, I believe we said 105 for our shot. Oh, Nathan Ellis back in there. Onion rings. Onion rings are good. And Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. And where does he get all the other toys from? And why didn't he have Roscoe chasing the Duke boys? I remember watching Mr. Bean's Holiday. I'm not sure about Hungry Mr. Bean. Or not, sorry, Hungry Mr. Bean. Now I'm looking at food, you see. But Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. I don't think they've got the burger anymore that I actually got while we were in Australia, Amelia, from Hungry Jack's. Bit of a shame. Down the leg side, going to be the white. Down on onion rings now, and I love Australia cricket team 1990. Says Butterbean and 150 plus for the Stars. I love the honey mustard, and the nuggets are 10 times better than Macca's. I actually agree with that statement. Hungry Jack's nuggets, from memory, were very good. And also, even to an extent, KFC's chicken nuggets while we were over there weren't too bad either. How are the prices in New Zealand? Our prices, relatively up there, I think. Like if we were to pick like a gourmet burger from McDonald's, like you're looking at maybe 15 bucks or somewhere around there. If you're looking at a slightly cheaper burger, maybe like or KFC burgers, you're looking at about 13 bucks on your own, somewhere around there. So relatively up there, but you can still get like a $5 pizza from Pizza Hut that's like decent sized. Although you can finish them pretty easy. Nathan Ellis, oh, through the legs. That's hit Matthew Wade in the face. In fact, it might have hit him in the nose, but he looks like he's going to be all right there, Matthew Wade. Wearing that one well. Oh, another slow ball from Ellis. So it's really not a pizza, though, is it? Says Fluffy. Isn't it? Why not? And Hilton Cartwright sounds like he comes from Downtown Abbey or something. It does sound like a very posh name, doesn't it, Hilton Cartwright? But he's not too bad. That's hectic. It's $15. New Zealand says not everyday cultures. Yeah, so like those burgers though, they're kind of decent. McDonald's gourmet ones, but like KFC ones, because they're real chicken, they charge you plenty. You could get like a cheap, like bad one for like $7 or something. You're lucky. But where he was playing with the baby Jesus display. Ah, that's a little, yeah. As soon as you said playing with the baby, I thought of when he had to get that teddy from one of the rides at the carnival and make it into the diaper. That was a different occasion, wasn't it? And also dollars Neesham, says Fluffy. Yeah, Jimmy Neesham playing in this game. Ooh, that's a big shot from Joe Clark. Oh, it's just dug in like it's a divot of a golf ball. That was close to being able to catch that one, Jimmy Neesham. And also, we have got their menus always make me hungry, says Nuzzy Williams. It is a shame, isn't it? Food, it's very good. Also, we have got the idea from any fast food place besides Burger King. Don't trust Burger King. It's not everyday cultures. Is that in general or just with like chicken? Not everyday cultures. Because like from Burger King, you can get a very nice barbecue bacon double cheeseburger here, which I would highly recommend. Decent enough burger. Then alongside that, that's about all I really get from Burger King, to be honest. 4 overs remaining though for the Melbourne Stars here. Oh yeah, just well and truly just dropped. Jimmy Neesham almost able to get to it. Doesn't quite reach out far enough. Ramp shot, he's got that one well, Joe Clark. And that is going to be a one bounce for. He is just timing it beautifully today. That chicken is really horrible. Done sick a few times. So he's not everyday culture. So yeah, that makes sense why you wouldn't try it anymore, I guess. It was your favorite cricketer in Australia team. Ooh, I'd probably go either Labuschagne or Nathan Lyon. One of those two. And also always hard to beat at home. The Proteas can cause, but Proteas can cause serious damage, says Elon. Tried to give himself space. Almost lands onto the stumps. I think he took quite a heavy knock there. Disappointed though. They've not gotten that one away to the boundary. We have got what would have been a good one. Is he trying to set up a chair to watch the cricket? And when he gets up, it right, he sits down and the game is over. Says Kiwi Gamer, and Proteas can beat just about any team on their day, but they're far too inconsistent. I think that's a good summary of, I guess, what to expect for South Africans, but you just never know. Another missed ball there. At the moment, Paris, he's gone for 39 runs. Clark sitting on 77. I believe he needs another 8 runs to be the highest total. they've had in a BBL match. I'm actually currently watching this. Are you? Really? Do you want to come on for a halftime chat, Isaac, and describe what you've seen in the first half of the game? Would you be keen? It is only another about maybe 15 minutes away from the halftime break of 10 minutes. You want to come on for a chat? That's a great shot from Clark. Piercing it through the gap again. Gets another few runs onto the board, and he's up to 81 now. Only one team different or difficult to defeat Australia, India team. Says Pravina. Nah, not particularly. I just happened to walk in on it. Says Isaac. I don't want me, or don't ask me what we did with the chicken when I worked at South Dunedin KC. I think you've told us in the past, Fluffy, on a live stream a while ago. And that's a great shot from Clark. Pearson through. Going very nicely. We just got to hear Clark say, F me, in the stump mic. They had that a little bit too high up. Hey, Isaac, he's not your everyday cultist there. Great bowling from Paris. 2 boundaries, 3 dot balls, little bit of a mixture. He's only gone for the 8 here. And also just warning us all, says Fluffy, and also Echo Falls wins is nice. Is he on? Oh, big swing, no ding from Clark again. I've got my Renegades gear sorted for Sunday. Cannot wait to be back at Marvel, despite the fact that the stadium particularly hates me. So I haven't forgiven them what happened in September. Mr. Cultist. There's Isaac, the end of the over there. Apparently 15. Well, have they taken the power surge? I don't think they have. Which might mean we get to see a power surge very soon from the Melbourne Stars. And if they have taken it, I've forgotten. And also, big swing, no ding. I like it, says Elon. And also, I feel like that's going back to my cricketing days, isn't it? When we used to play in like under 12s or around 12 years old. Used to be the sledge that everyone used. Swinging like a donut, all edges, no middle. Give me Yorkies a walk, and Nathan Ellis pitched that one up nicely. Yeah, it gets really annoying really quick. And they just finished the power surge. I've been paying a lot of attention, haven't I? Are you talking about Springboks versus Australia? Says not everyday cultist, and I am Shy Isaac, and I everyone. And did I tell you what I did with the store manager? I'm waiting for your husband to pick her up at closing, says Fluffy. You did not. And also, no Bledisloe Cup. One, I was there, and I bawled my eyes out with the Wallabies, or when the Wallabies lost. Nathan Ellis now, wide outside off stump. The one that I never understood for the sledging was send his bales back to Wales. You know, it rhymes. You've got that much, but I don't believe all bales are actually manufactured in Wales. And I'm not sure Wales was where cricket came from. Which country did cricket originate in? Southeast somewhere. We're going to have a look. That's going to be a brilliant shot from Clark. Oh, that was actually Cartwright. Yeah, Southeast England. So it wasn't in Wales, but sent his bales back to Wales. That's one that will get a little chuckle from the batsman. I was saying a lot of the time, whenever I go to Marvel Stadium, the team I support loses, says Amelia. Great shot, though, from Cartwright. Swings his whole forearms into that one. 50 runs off 33 deliveries. The partnership building nicely. Cartwright, it was a slower ball. Didn't time it at all. Still gets the one, though. The Stars are on par here to get to themselves at least 190. Big Bash is Super League, 193 for 3. Did you pray for a Fluff? And also we have got there is the Marble, Melbourne or Sydney. Marble Stadium in Melbourne. They built it for the Rugby World Cup 2027. Right, yeah, I think they've had recent upgrades as well to that stadium. And now Nathan Ellis in the slot. Clark goes big down the ground. That's going to be now moving up to 87 Like I mentioned, that 190. Clark now with a new high score in the BBL, and he is still going for it. Don't think she would have appreciated that, says Fluffy. A great shot down the ground, though. Picked up the slower ball. That one went 95 meters. I guess that other one went too far that they lost it on the ball tracker for distance-wise. That shot from Bo Webster. But it's gone down the tunnel. Bang. Clark, 95 meters. Got onto that one. 13 fours, 5 sixes, good. Wide Yorker there from Ellis. 13 runs off the over, 163 for 3. 2 overs to go, 12 more balls. Okay, 200 might be a little bit too far unless they get themselves at least 2 sixes in each of these overs. Then that would help tick them up quite nicely. But currently, the Melbourne Stars not going too bad in this matchup compared to the Hobart Hurricanes, who haven't really found their length over the last 5 or so overs, and it's been costing them a lot of runs. Plus, this partnership is still looking very good. As they've shown there his boundaries. He's been hitting them from all over. Quite enjoys them on the slot, as it's called. It's pretty much there to be hit. Got smacked away to the boundary, but now Meredith gets the second last over. That's gone straight up from Cartwright. Who wants it? Meredith takes it. He's done well because he could have ended up running over the stumps. Because, like they've said, Riley Meredith, he's delivered the ball. He's then have to go round the stumps to stop himself from getting cleaned up by them and then take the catch, which he has done comfortably. Hilton Cartwright now on his way. Good take. Cartwright, he was disappointed when it was taken. All for 163 now. Gonna be a caught and bowled from Riley Meredith, one of the bigger caught and bowls we've probably seen. And also not good being impaled by the stumps. I have a story about that. Stumps and impaling, but I will not tell it on the stream. So I probably shouldn't have mentioned it because now you guys will be curious. But it did happen to someone I know at primary school to do with the wickets and whatnot. Cheers, Amish. I'm going kayaking now. Ooh, enjoy the kayaking. Hopefully your arms don't get too tired. That can be hard work, kayaking stuff, can't it? Nick Larkin, seeing there 121 is a strike rate, best of 83 not out, so he can hit a long ball, and he's going to be on strike here for another Riley Meredith over. Oh, they go and tell us. Nah, it's a secret, isn't it? Lovey has many interesting stories. He's not everyday culture, so he's going to be leg side from Riley Meredith. Going to be given as a run. It's been 9 runs from wides here, and also 7 leg byes. As I nearly impaled myself playing sight impaired cricket, put a blindfold on me bloody hard. And also we go there, go on Hamish, and also we go there, tell us, come on. It's not everyday culture. It's just more of the case of just do what you want to. Pretty much someone, when you're trying to play leapfrog, oh, what a shot that is. Oh, it would have been a screamer of a catch too. But shut up, Khan. The second one today that he's put on, unfortunately, or put down. That was an incredible shot from Nick Larkin. He tried to actually avoid it, but he still managed to get onto it somehow. Tried to duck out of the way. In fact, I think he meant to play that shot. Shadab Khan just didn't quite get himself a catch. Oh, anyways, cheers, mate. Says not everyday cultist. And there, so yeah, enjoy your kayaking. And yeah, hopefully it does. I'll go out and also leapfrog. I see where you're going. Says Nazi, yeah. Yep. Pretty much where your imagination goes for leapfrog. Yep. That's what's happened. Larkin, nice shot down. Deep third man. Clark will get the strike again. He's currently 13 short of getting his first maiden century in the BBL, and it will be their 6th century in the BBL, they've just said as well. 32 centuries in the history of the comp. And Alex says Nazi Williams. Yeah, wouldn't have felt great. I wouldn't have thought. Three balls left in Meredith's spell. I believe Nathan Ellis will have the last over as well. And where's those boundaries? Need some excitement. That's going to be an edge over the top. Any runs works, and that's going to be an edge for 4. Clark moves up to 91 runs now. And Hamish, what's your favorite, chicken or beef burgers? If it's real chicken, you go a chicken burger, I would say. But if you can't get real chicken, you go a beef burger. Barbecue bacon double cheeseburger is my burger of choice just because I'm a very fussy man. So pretty much my burger, the extent of my burger, pretty much at maximum, I'll probably go beef or like the patty, bacon, cheese, lettuce, maybe a bit of onion and a bit of barbecue sauce. I feel like that's about as good as my burger would get. Another short ball, doesn't get onto it there. They consider taking the single. Off the bye, they don't get there though. Yeah, good chicken burger can go a long way as well. And fur burger's the best. Oh, is that Ferg burger? That's down south, isn't it? Well, apparently that's a little bit overrated. I've heard from a couple sources. Like for the fact that you have to wait in line for about an hour, get a burger that's like all right, like above average. Like some people say it's a bit of a disappointing experience. Nicely whipped away by Clark. Controlled pull shot. It's the one. The strike for the final over now. And Clark is also well known here. He's a good player, had a few tests in South Africa. What's your prediction for South Africa playing Australia cricket tomorrow? I think first test match is going to go to the Aussies just because they have been playing more recently than South Africa. But then I think either the second or the third there's a chance that maybe South Africa will be able to get it. My burger is just beef and cheese and a lot of it. Cheers, Peds ablaze. Right, 8 runs needed for Joe Clark. Get himself a century. We've got a green bat. We've got a green hat. And Joe Clark, he wants the 100. My burger brings all the boys to the yard, says Fluffy. And what a beautiful PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and Markiplier play cricket. Be interesting. I feel like out of those 3 for who would be best at cricket, probably Markiplier. Just I get that feeling. That he'd have decent hand-eye coordination. Going to be the single down the ground. Clark gets 1 run. He knows that might have been his chance. He needs Larkin to get him a single or a boundary. He's looking tired though, Joe Clark. Wanted to absolutely smack that one away. He's willing to risk his wicket here with a chance of getting his century. So Larkin, does he think about the team or does he think about his teammate here? Slow ball, takes the single. Well done from Larkin. And that gets the clap there as well from the crowd. I feel like he's a real team player there. Could have tried to smack that one away. Gives Clark the strike and said, who wins? You got to wear the hat next game, says Pads Ablaze. Well, I know that the Melbourne Stars lost their last game, so I was going to be wearing that one today. Give them a bit of luck. Smoking Joe, sorry, I should say. Right, Joe Clark, 7 runs away. It's a slower ball. He swung through it. Has he got enough? He does. He moves up to 99 now. Joe Clark just needs the single for his century. And that is a terrific shot from Joe Clark. He's walking with a bit of swagger. He knows he should have done that to the last ball that he faced. We've seen men dismissed on 99 in the past, though, in Australian conditions. Just look at Travis Head in that West Indies versus Australia test match. But that one went 94 metres. Needs a single. Does he go for an aggressive shot again, or does he just go for the simple single here? It's that big question of, do you risk it for the team or do you go safe for yourself to get that 100? It would be a very impressive one for the Melbourne Stars. He hits it out. Well batted by Joe Clark there. He gets the single, brings up the century. Joe Clark takes his helmet off and raises the bat to his team. He has batted phenomenally right through the innings Party pooper. Hope he gets out, says Nuzzy Williams. And take the single, says Bats Ablaze. 100 runs off 65 deliveries. Larkin now, I think, will be a lot more aggressive for these last 2 deliveries. In the circle of doom, says Fluffy. Short ball, tried to ramp it, doesn't get onto it in the end. Think it might be considered as a wide. Yes, it is. 100 for Joe Clark, says Shannon. Yeah, he's batted extremely well off 65 deliveries. Nathan Ellis just having a bit of a chat there. Nice man, don't worry about those haters, says Nuzzy Williams there. 700s now scored by the Melbourne Stars throughout this competition, and that will be, I believe, they said the 34th 100 that we've seen scored throughout all of the BBL seasons combined. Larkin on strike, last 2 balls. It's pitched up, he swings hard. They're going to risk the single. That's a great throw. Larkin has been dismissed. Brilliant work from Matthew Wade to get the wicket. Larkin's still got a smile on his face, though. He knows that he had to, no matter what, give the strike to Clark there. All the emojis from Pats Ablaze. The Christmas one's very relevant at the moment, that is for sure. Seeing as it is getting into the festive season, only another 9 days till Christmas. Matthew Wade with the glove on, bang, nails the throw. There was no need for the umpire to have to go upstairs for that. He was out by half a pitch. Joe Clark now has the strike. He needs to have a big shot here because or else then you'd have to argue that Larkin might be a bit annoyed. He is much better off being on strike here, Joe Clark. 1 ball left. Wood looks like he's going to be ready to run here, as he should be. Joe Clark on strike. Last ball. Is just showing Luke Wood there again. Warming up the legs. Ready to run. Joe Clark and should have got over 200, really, says Fluffy. Yeah, they had that little quiet patch in the middle that did let them down slightly. It's a wide delivery. It's going to get the bat to it, Joe Clark. They'll take the single, and that will be the end of the innings. 101 runs for Joe Clark, 183 for the Melbourne Stars. Decent total. Is it a match-winning total, though? We'll have to wait and see because they have still got Wade. They've got Darcy Short as another option. I got a Christmas joke. If you want to hear, says Patrick, go on. Let's hear it for a nice Christmas festive joke. And also Joe Clark, says Shannon. Batted extremely well throughout that innings. They've said Tim David, he can also hit a long ball. They've got Jimmy Neesham in that middle order. It's going to be a tough run chase, but the Hobart Hurricanes certainly aren't out of this game yet, which is why it's going to be an exciting finish. I'm just going to quickly go like this. Check the odds on the TAB. And well done, Clark. He says, Nuzzy Williams, what does Santa like to do? Ho, ho, ho. I see. Yes. Very festive. Very relevant as well, I guess you could say, with the current Christmas time. Do let me know, everyone in the chat, can the Hobart Hurricanes, the team who are over one of my shoulders, can they get themselves the win here? Do let me know. In fact, what we're going to do now, while we're at the halftime break, is we're actually going to look up some Christmas jokes. Let's see what we got. Best Christmas jokes. If they aren't good, we'll be sad. Here we go. No, not Christmas jokes for kids. We're not doing those ones. We're doing the adult Christmas jokes. Good. Does Mrs. Claus know about this? There's Fluffy. She might be one of them, Fluffy. You never know. So, Christmas jokes. Let's see what we got. These are going to be like Christmas cracker ones, aren't they? What do you call Santa when he stops moving? Santa pause. Disappointing, that one. What else have we got? What is it called when a snowman has a temper tantrum? A meltdown? What do you call a Māori Santa going down the chimney? Says Nuzzy Williams. I am curious to know how that one ends. These are just bad. A majority of these. What is Santa's dog's name? Santa Paws. We've almost had that one already. Burglar. Says Nuzzy Williams. Why does Santa spend so much time in the garden? So he can ho ho ho. Says Kiwi Gamer. Also, a very good one. What do Santa's elves learn in school? The alphabet. Not bad. What did the what did the gingerbread man put on his bed? A cookie sheet. It's just a bit, you want something good. I'm part Murray, so not being racist, says Nuzzy Williams. Yeah. Christmas jokes are hard to come by, I think. What about a cricket joke? How about that? How about we get some best Christmas or no, best cricket jokes going? Let's see what we got. Cricket jokes, one liners to enjoy or annoy people with. This is what we're going to go with, ladies and gentlemen. Got any good cricket puns or jokes? Put them in the chat. But here we go. Why didn't the cricket team believe their captain? He had a very silly point. Huh? I don't mind it. My girlfriend is excited about the new two-piece she bought for our sorry, we'll start that one again. Girlfriend is excited about the new two-piece she bought for our vacation. Does she not realize I'm a handful with the swinging ball? Lovely. Did you hear about the guy who was so happy he found a girlfriend who loves playing cricket? She bowled him over. Second innings is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. It's good news too. Dry but good. No, well, Hurricanes, I unfortunately think they will lose this game, says Aiden. And what is a batsman's least favourite bird? The duck, obviously. It's good. This is a decent one. Why are bad tail enders and great rate? Okay, they've worded that one wrong. I'll reword it so that it makes sense. Why are bad tail enders and great race car drivers so similar? If you blink, you'll miss them both. And they've got a picture of Chris Martin, the poor man, with the average of 2.46 while he was batting. My wife said she would leave me if I don't stop obsessing over cricket. I asked her to review that statement with the T sign. We are no longer together. Fluffy, you sound like interesting burger. Dude who likes avocado on burger with cheese and onion relish. Where does Santa like to go? Ho city. Is it just putting ho in a sentence and adding Santa to the equation at this point? When is the only time a batsman feels he is out? On a Saturday night. Okay, we've got a little bit of a role-playing one here. Doctor says, what seems to be the problem? Patient, I'm scared of the cricket ball. Doctor, how's that? Patient, I'll leave it to you. Continue with that rubbish. Or I'll leave if you continue with that rubbish. Doctor, wait on. Patient, goodbye. I butchered the reading of that one, unfortunately. Santa sounds like a pervert. Good job, says Fluffy there. There is no sport that accepts a diverse range of body types like cricket does. Fine legs, square legs, and short legs. Nice. What's the difference between Cinderella and a batsman who keeps nicking off? Cinderella knew when to leave the ball. You just show the edge of my bat to show how well I am at that. How good I am in that department. Got to play those wide ones just in case. Give it a little ramp. Not enough room to do anything else with the bat in this little space that I've got. And Avo's good. Only good for throwing at cyclists. Interesting approach. They're just showing Clark here, 101 runs in the innings. A very handy knock from a very handy batsman. And now Hobart Hurricanes, they are just about to go back out there to try and chase this one down. I should mention that there is going to be another game that is taking place tonight. That is going to be the game between the Sydney Thunder and the Adelaide Strikers. We will not be covering that game, unfortunately, just because it will be a little bit later on in the evening. I do have to get up relatively early for the next cricket match. Plus, it actually overlaps a little bit. It's a bit of a shame. Trent Bolt bowling to Matthew Wade, 4 wickets, average of 14.5. He's got a decent strike rate, so he'll be excited to face off against Matthew Wade again. The question now is, which cap should I wear for the second innings? Do I wear the Hobart Hurricanes cap to match the team batting? Or do I wear the Stars cap to match the team that a lot of people want to win? Also, did that fluoro green rubber handle come with the bat? Or are you out on, or you add it on? It came with the bat, so it kind of matches the green of the rest of it, but it is slightly uppish at the moment. It needs to be put back down. So I have to do that at some stage, probably after tomorrow. And I know somehow on the bus going home from school, throwing apple. I know someone throwing apple at a cyclist. That's not good news for the cyclist. And mangoes do a good job too. Nah, waste of a mango. Got to eat it instead. I actually used to hold my cricket bat like this. Fun fact. I used to, that was like when I was way younger, but I used to hold it like this and stand with my legs miles apart. So it's probably understandable why I didn't get a huge amount of power, although I did play the pull shot quite well because my hand was right there ready to go. After how good Melbourne did in their innings, I'm putting money on the Stars to win this match. It says 3-17. Put it on. Oh, no, I read that one, didn't I? So, yeah. It's the question of what cap. I think I'll wear the Hobart Hurricanes one. Put that there. You can kind of tell that it's that one. Loosen it off so that it actually fits my head. Oh, so baseball, softball kind of grip, says Nazi Williams. Yeah, it wasn't that great for me because I wasn't a strong kid because I was quite small. So I didn't really nail many shots with that way. But I should actually mention, this is a bit of a fun fact that is interesting. The ground that we're playing at tomorrow, way back about 10 years ago, it was one of my final games of cricket. In fact, I think it was my final game of cricket that I played back then. And I actually got 43 not out. It was my high score that I had ever gotten because in the younger grades, you retire when you get to like 20 or 25, somewhere around there. So that's normally what happened for me when I was a bit younger. But yeah, my best score that I've ever gotten was at this ground that we're playing at tomorrow, 43 not out. Who knows? Maybe I'll be going all right on the pitch, or maybe I'll have a shock. I used to use peanut M&Ms shot from a slingshot, and I realized it was wasting chocolate. When we have that cricket battle thing talked about ages ago, or when we having that cricket battle we talked about ages ago, I didn't think that was actually going to be a real thing, Patty. I thought it was just more you were saying you'd be better at cricket than me, and I said, yeah, you probably would be. And that was about it. I didn't realize it was actually a thing. A Rebel Sport sale. I was up in Timaru today and I did not go to Rebel Sport. Now I'm kind of disappointed about that because they have a sale. I just gave Rebel Sport a free shout out. Not too far away from the second innings getting underway. It will be 20 overs, just like the first, or less if they get bowled out. It's another option. I was in Timaru Tuesday. Says Kiwi Gamer. What were you doing in Timaru? Kiwi Gamer, do let me know. I know that pretty much all I did was I went to a few shops. I went to Harvey Norman, get some micro SD cards and also a tripod. Then I went to Noel Leeming to get the GoPro batteries that I needed for that GoPro for the cricket tomorrow. Like everything that I bought was something to do with the channel pretty much, so that we can make the video just that little bit higher quality. That's the goal anyway. Hopefully it works out. I'm trying to find someone, says Kiwi Gamer. And then I think that was all that we got in terms of channel stuff that I know of. Yeah, pretty much today I'm just charging everything up so that we're ready to go. So the GoPro, I believe the battery lasts about 2 hours. I've got 2 micro SD cards, so they should last for a little while with a bit of luck. Put the Cartwright, looks like he's going to be the player who is mic'd up. We're also going to have a camera from the sideline, which is going to be held by my mum. So I've got I think we're going to use that tripod behind me, which you guys can't quite see. And although my bowling isn't best, but I have learnt and did bit. I can be pretty good, but my batting should be good. Depends on timing, says Pads Ablaze. And after 6 hours, I finally decided what I wanted for dinner. Did you decide on Hungry Jacks, Amelia? Or was it something else? I won't be too sad if you didn't go Hungry Jacks. But I do want to know what you're getting because I do like food. Oh, Joe Clark, he's got himself the golden cap at the moment. I want to be able to buy a golden cap, but they do not sell them. And it really annoys me because they look so nice. They're yellow and I love the color yellow. I'm having KFC. Okay. I don't mind KFC. That's an all right choice. Reminds me, need to change my electric bong. Says Fluffy. How did that remind you of that, Fluffy? Was it the timing remark or something else? Give me some, please, says Badzer. Right, Ben McDermott, he's got the grey nickels with the yellow handle, which means I don't mind it. But also he was the leading run scorer in the last BBL competition. Going to be opening alongside Darcy Short. Warming up the groin, getting ready to run. Swinging the arm round. It looks like it's going to be Trent Boult with the ball in hand for the first over of the Melbourne Stars bowling innings. Another big yawn. Oh, they're showing a bit of a highlight package of Tim David, which is interesting. And also, did you get it from South Dunedin, KFC Amelia? No, she in Australia, Fluffy. You don't have to worry about that. It's interesting that they're showing such a long highlight package of Tim David when Ben McDermott and Darcy Short are the 2 batsmen at the crease. Seems like they're saying, yes, we've got these 2 at the crease, but wait until you see this guy once we've lost a few wickets. Right, Trent Boult got 2 wickets in his opening over. We whipped to the leg side. Oh, he's gone down hard, Trent Boult. Has he stayed down? Did he manage to get back up? I think he belly flopped the ground there, Trent Boult. Wouldn't have felt too nice on the hard surface. I support Hobart Hurricanes. They have a strong batting lineup, says Tat Grace. Oh, so you'll like the cap then, I would assume. And also any wicket wings in there. Very nice. I get it from my local KFC. There's Amelia. Trent Boult, like I mentioned, 2 wickets in his first game of the BBL. It was a pretty impressive start. In fact, so many of the bowlers who have come into the competition have had incredible starts to their BBLs, whether that's Naveed, Hussain, Trent Boult, a couple others that I could definitely list if I could think of them. Darcy Short now going to be on strike, the left-hander, facing off against the left-hander bowler and Trent Boult. Charging in now. 2 slips in play. That ball was swinging a long way. So they considered going for the run. The umpire's given it as a wide, but that one just right around for Trent Boult. Got my usual ultimate box, a twister and a popcorn chicken. Sounds like a decent feed. Does the Stars getting 183. Decent amount of runs on the board for them there, but yeah, that ball just well and truly went. A little bit too leg-sided from Trent Boult there. It gets hit down to the man at deep fine leg. I take the single again. Darcy Short getting off the mark. And McDermott will be pretty happy to keep this partnership going as long as physically possible. The BBL career runs for McDermott, 2,140. Like I mentioned, the leading run scorer in the BBL competition last year. And I think this year he's definitely got a decent chance of being up there as well. But Trent Boult, little bit of swing still on offer. They'll take the easy single. MCG, we've already seen two massive sixes, one that went 95, one that went over the 100 metres of Bo Webster. McDermott's the type of player, same with Short, who could actually hit that ball just as far, if not further. They get the ball right in the wrong place. That's why Bolt, he needs to either go slightly shorter or slightly fuller. Can't afford to give it the one in the slot. Well bowled. Darcy Short punches it off the back foot. No run taken. I haven't eaten since lunch, and considering some people at work like to be pigs, I didn't get too much, says Amelia. So you've got good self-control then, because I know a lot of people, when they get the chance of going with Uber Eats, getting KFC or anything like that, they'll just get as much as they can physically stomach. And normally regret it, to be fair, but they'll try their best anyway. Can be a single. Short will not get back for two. Only 5 runs off 5 balls here. Trent Bolt gave away 1 wide and also a leg by, I believe. Oh, sorry, just the wide, actually. No leg by as of yet, but Darcy Short, he's also got a strike rate of 133 or so. So he's going to be accelerating the innings when he gets the chance. Trent Bolt's going to keep it tight, though. I'm wondering who the next bowling change is for them. That's going to be Arpish. Well fielded there on the ring. They don't get themselves the run, and that will be the end of the over. Only the 5 runs off it for Trent Bolt. And yeah, good first over of the power play. Also, why do they call Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Because it's bloody cold brr, says Ruth. Another Christmas joke? Tell you what, I feel like there are chances of potential for Christmas jokes. I feel like there's a little bit more that you can go off as well compared to cricket in terms of finding words that you can play on. Although we had pizza for lunch at SBAT today. SBAT? What is SBAT? Or SPAT? Is that how you'd say it? Also, it was our last day and I only got 1 piece because apparently we have a bunch of Peppa Pigs among us. Green Teletubby looks a bit shabby, says Fluffy. The green Teletubby. Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe. Is Tinky Winky or Dipsy the green one? I know that there's a purple one too, and a red one, and a yellow one. Tinky Winky might be purple, is he? Or she? I don't know whether or not. I don't know what they're rocking with downstairs. Dog eat dog. World Amelia. Got to get in there, mate. Another what happened to fast bowler. He bowled the maiden over. Says Ruth. Which fast bowler are we talking? Been a few throughout the BBL, but I'm not too sure which one you are referring to. Oh, too many yawns. Also, not really complaining, though, because I'm getting the KFC to myself. Says Amelia. See, if I live somewhere with Uber Eats, it would be trouble because I would probably end up getting it every night, even though I really shouldn't. It'd just be so convenient, wouldn't it? And what did the wicketkeeper say to his girlfriend? Stamped, says one run off wood so far for his over. And we slapped away to the leg side. Found a bit of a gap. They'll get 2 runs for it. Got it in the deep. I believe it was Daniel Worrell threw that ball in. Matches one batting second at the MCG is 46%. So relatively 50-50 for who's able to normally get themselves a victory on this turf. And I was like, how much are you, mate? Says Striking Down Under. I am doing very well, mate. Do appreciate you being here. I've already showed everyone my bat and how often I enjoy an outside edge, as you can see there. Straight off the side every day of the week. That ball was not even close to the bat. That's going to be a wide down the leg side. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I've asked this before, but how many of yourselves have played cricket, whether it's just on a Wednesday night with a few mates, having some beverages, or actually played in like a competition? Do let me know. I don't think I've asked that as of yet. Need some inspiration for tomorrow where I have to put on the gloves and the pads, try and get a decent total for the GoPro footage. Dermot on strike. 3 runs off 4 deliveries. Same as Short. The other end, that's going to be defended well. It's going to be a nice single taken. Oh, thought that one was going to hit the batsman there. 9 balls gone, 10 runs on the board. I need more than 1 run a ball, though, if they do want to go on and get themselves the victory. Nearly made the Black Caps, says Nuzzy Williams. Really? Nice. Okay. Not too shabby. Short 2,556. You almost stutter when you're trying to say that just because that's a huge amount of runs they have. That ball's gone about maybe half a metre for Darcy Short. And also, I swear one of my mates spent $80 on Uber Eats to himself and he only ate 2% of it. Gave the rest of it to me, some other friends, says Amelia. I can understand that. I'm probably one of those individuals who buy a whole heap of random food and then only eat a very small amount. Or there's the other times when like everyone's buying heaps and I just get a whole heap and my dreams casual, says Nuzzy Williams. Okay. So you've been a bit of experience. Nicely done. That man that I met from Chile actually ended up, he played for Chile at international level. The man who came and visited me yesterday, a Kiwi Lad subscriber. That was quite cool. Did end up giving me a Chilean kit. Pub teams drinking beers at fine leg. Okay, so that's our equivalent of twilight cricket, which they have here. And one of the games actually takes place next to a pub. So you can imagine how that goes when they start getting going. But yeah, you have your. I feel like this is something that only some people, probably New Zealand and Australia to an extent, understand by that twilight style of cricket, which is pretty much you hide your beer if you're wicket keeper behind the wickets and just hope no one gets bowled so it doesn't get knocked over. But you just sink a few while you're in the field. Go out there, you've got the front pad on. That's about all that they have. They just have one front pad and the bat, and they go from there and drink a lot. And I'll truck, and that's it, says Nuzzy Williams. Loose body, focus mind, let the ball come to you. Don't chase the ball easy 50, says Fluffy there. And I've been hit in the nuts a few times by New Zealand bowlers, says Fluffy. Doesn't feel nice, does it? I think the worst blow that I took. Now, we're talking cricket blows. I should clarify before someone goes, oi, cheeky. But the worst blow that I took while playing cricket, I think, in a match was probably when I got bounced and the ball ended up coming up and hitting underneath my helmet and hit me in the jaw and up around that region. That was actually in a tournament in Christchurch, and unfortunately got that much of a surprise from it coming up and smacking me. I fell back and actually hit the stumps with my bat. So I got out hit wicket, which was a bit of a shame. Do you like mini golf? There is a high voltage entertainment in Perth. Go-karts and mini golf. I do enjoy a bit of mini golf. I saw that Oamaru recently. I don't know how long they've had it, but they do actually have a mini golf course. And also better on the outfield closer to the chili bin. That is also very true. I'm back for my live stream, our last one at 9:45 p.m. That's going to be high from McDermott. Going to be bouncing, still in the field of play, whipping it in. They'll get another 2 runs there. And these two are quick between the wickets. Pretty handy. Man, says Nuzzy Williams. Yeah, you slowly learn from that moment that maybe you got to find a new way of playing that bouncer. I don't think I went out for a duck. I think I actually played a couple decent shots before that point. Then they just dropped it in short. Bit of pace on them. And join me at 9:45 p.m. Says Brandon. I think we'll still be streaming at 9:45 p.m. Brandon. Well, this matchup. They're only 2.2 overs in. Nice shot there from McDermott again. Going to be splitting the fielders, so another 2 runs. Easy runs at the moment for the Hobart Hurricanes. Ticking it over quite nicely. I think I've been lucky enough to only get hit in the box in training. Now that I think about it. Nothing like too serious, like slower deliveries. I haven't had one that's actually hit me full steam ahead in the box yet. That's a shot from McDermott. Gives himself some space. Hits it over through cover. It's going to be the 4 runs. I bet you tomorrow I'll get hit in the nuts now that I've said that. And the worst thing is you'll hear all my groaning on the GoPro because I'll just be sitting there trying to find some sort of oxygen and get my testicle out from my throat. And let's go Hobart, says Ruth. Nice shot there from McDermott, though. Get in the distance. Leading run scorer of the last BBL. He wants to do it back-to-back or GoPro, says Nuzzy Williams. Yeah, if the GoPro survives a cricket ball hit, I'll be very happy. And if the GoPro gets hit and like the chances of it happening are so rare. But the thing is, it just could happen. Like, I feel like there's more of a chance of it happening now that I have GoPro. Because what did I do at practice the other day? I somehow hit myself in the back of the head with the bat. I think I overswung for a cut shot, went like that, and then donked myself. So hopefully I'm not the one who hits the GoPro. That would be even worse. Go bro, go pro, or go home. Oh, Darcy Short was almost going home there. That ball's gone straight over the top of the stumps. Into the over. None for 25. Just 1 over remaining in the power surge. Do they have protection for those? Not really. I think the man at the store and pretty much anyone that I've talked to has pretty much said the case that it comes in should be strong enough. But I don't actually think it comes in a protective case. Like, apparently the glass case, they said, but I don't think it actually has a glass case. I might have to have a quick look. One moment. GoPro case. What does a case look like for a GoPro? Yeah, see, I don't think. Yeah, it hasn't got that. I think I might have to buy a case tomorrow before the game. Salesman pitch. That's going to be a tough catch. He's taking it well, though. Under the high ball, Nick Larkin. Looks like a young Peter Siddle and has just managed to get Luke Wood his first wicket. McDermott gone for them in this production company. In the production company that makes the programs, we've got their, Heath Davis, or Health Davis was great. Says Fluffy. Yeah, the GoPro protective case. I'm not sure, to be honest. I feel like I might need a protective case for it tomorrow. Might have to spend more money. Kiwi lads, still rock big time. Love that bat between the grass bat or behind the green bat. What type of wood is it made of? It is made of type A English willow. She goes well. Really strong bat in the middle. And it's got a thick edge so that even if I edge it, it might go to the boundary, which is what you want, really. Strong bat. Matthew Wade now at the crease. 2,156. All these guys have very similar numbers. And I was aware that was good. Doco Fluff. Dude ended up Christian after all that, huh? Says Nuzzy Williams. But I guess the other side of things is if you've got a protective case, does that affect anything? In terms of like sound or anything like that? Yeah, he had a tough time. Says Fluffy. Waterproof right out of the box. Dirt and flying debris that's going to be down. And I'm going to get onto that one. Okay, so it's actually deeper that you can dive with it by the looks of it. Okay, they're saying that Hilton Cartwright, or that's Hilton Cartwright on the mic, he's saying that Bo Wisdom will not shut up about his 6 after the game. Yeah, man. Here's Nuzzy Williams. Ducking under that one again. Ooh, it's called as a wide. Wait, if he gets himself a good start here, they've got a lot of potential because they've got him, then they've got Tim David in the middle order alongside Jimmy Neesham, and also hit a long ball. So off stump, Wade tries to smack the screws off that one. Swinging like a rusty gate at the moment, Matthew Wade. That's another one of the old sledges from back in the day. Short's also sitting on 5 of 8. This is using up a lot of balls here early on. And they can still do that to an extent. But as you can see, that required run rate almost sneaking up to already 10 at the moment. And so as the other docos like that looked on YouTube, didn't find any. Wade hits it to the leg side. Nicely cut off there. Good fielding and close. Just get the one run. Okay, they're saying that the pitch, it is sticking in it a little bit. Not really coming onto the bat the way that they would like it to. Okay, Hilton Cartwright's confident. And Hamish, who will win the Soccer World Cup? Great question. Like both of those sides, I've been looking at the odds for that game, and it's been going pretty much like this each time. They're both about $1.85 at the moment. I think for it's a tricky one because France have had a couple big games recently, which makes me think that they might be able to get just that one more in the tank. But then Argentina look like they've started finding their form now from their last game 3-0. So I'll go France 2-1. Might be very wrong, but we'll see how it goes. Should we guess how many runs you're going to score tomorrow, Hamish, when it gets imaginary KFC family feast? Yeah. Go on then. Right. How many runs, ladies and gentlemen, do we think I will get tomorrow? I'll show you the bet again. Got a lot of marks in the middle of it. It's also got a lot of marks on the side. My high score at the ground that we're playing at is 43 not out. That is actually my highest ever score. This will be my second game from 10 years away from cricket. How many runs is everyone predicting? So who gets closest? I'm just waiting for it 0, 0, 0, 0 to come through. And is that your guess, Fluffy, for 43, or is that just there already? Okay, they need 155 more runs to win from 96 balls. Also, I scored France in a sweepstake. 500 if France gets wow. Yeah, well, I hope France win 2-1 then for your sake. But was that one of those ones that you randomly draw trucking, or was it that you got to eventually pick them? Because France, they would have been a good team. You would have been relatively happy with that, I would think, from the get-go. Don't want to be disrespectful or rude. Go for it. I won't be offended if you say one run, because I don't know how many I'm going to get. Yeah, I could get an absolute unplayable in-swinging beauty of a delivery. We just don't know. So Webster into the bowling attack, down the ground for the single, and it won't be a quack, says Nazi William. Random drawing. So yeah, getting a good side. Do you know who has Argentina? Is it someone you're relatively close with, or is it someone who you hardly know? Got Argentina. Have you got that rivalry starting to build up? A few words getting thrown back and forth based on previous performances at that ground, says Fluffy there. That's true. Tony's given me 27 odd. I'll take 27. The thing is, I think I'm going to end up opening again, which to an extent gives me the most time to be able to get runs on the board. But it also means I've got that new ball to face off. But it's a white ball, so that kind of benefits me a bit more because the white ball doesn't seem to swing as much, does it? Even though we saw Trent Bolt swinging it quite frantically just before. Out through deep cover, one more run on the board. Both men going at less than a run and over, or sorry, a run a ball at this stage. Not sure who got Argentina. They'll be sitting there like this as well, hoping their side's going to go all right. Are you going to watch that game at 4 a.m. trucking? Or do you think you'll be too nervous to watch it if there's 500 on the line? It should be a good game. I'm hoping, unlike that game between Argentina and the Netherlands, I think it was, hopefully there aren't like 18 yellow cards between 15 and 30. There's Nazi Williams. Not bad. Oh, taking the single there is a bit cheap. Matthew Wade ended up slightly taking out Bo Webster. And they still decide that they want to take on the single. Now I think Webster's going to try and get him out here. I hope he kind of gets him just for that. A bit of a play from Wade. Normally, if the bowler's impeded by the batsman, you don't run just out of mutual respect. Or it's off the outside edge. I'll take another single. And yeah, I think I will be watching it on my holidays. Oh, I'm on holidays now. So I probably will see his trucking. Oh, so do you get through to the new year off trucking, or do you have to go back before the 1st of January? Hopefully you get a few weeks off. You have been like any time you've come on the stream throughout the year, you've been flat out. So hopefully you're getting a nice, well-earned break over the Christmas period, get to catch up with some of the family and just enjoy getting to chill out, watch a bit of sport along the way. The way it looks like a malnourished possum. Hmm. I think that's the first time I've ever heard him described in that way. But you could argue it's not a mile off to some extent. Right, Adam Zampa into the bowling attack. He didn't actually bowl himself out in the game up against the Thunder. You wonder whether or not he should have. Ah, okay. They've found a fourth Teletubby, and it's one of the commentators. Came from Geelong, the Teletubbies for this one. It's quite an awkward one though, because he's taken the suit off the guy to the side. He's just kind of sitting there, waiting for his suit back. It's going to be a 1 run taken down to Trent Bolt. Another single. Normally only take holidays. I have the Christmas period. Usually take 4 or 6 weeks off. Okay, so you will be able to get a little bit of R&R. That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't remember what the second R stood for. I knew the first one was rest. I couldn't think of recovery. Oh, down the ground. Have you got any holidays planned, trucking? Or while you've got your time off on holiday, are you going anywhere around the country? I'm so confused at what's happening with the commentator at the moment. Fifth Teletubby, or the mysterious fifth Teletubby, well fielded on the ring. Another run taken. Currently 9.79 runs per over required. What is the actual Dolmio grin from the past the source ads? It was a different grin. Now every new ad, even a cow running away once. I have no idea what that means. Here we go, man. Not this year. Just gonna bum around home. Fair enough. Yes. Probably getting some good weather over there as well at the moment. So you'll be able to just chill out on the decking if you've got a decking. And then just relax, sink a few bevies with the lads slash the family. Darcy's shorts gone. It's going to be a good wicket for Adam Zampa to pick up as well. Hobart Hurricanes 2 down. I think I might be jinxing them by wearing the cap. Spend a bit of time at Mount Eden, the fifth Teletubby. Says Fluffy. Do you think I should switch to the Melbourne Stars cap to switch the momentum up a little bit? It's not on that side. The camera's mirrored, isn't it? I bowled yesterday. The arms are tight. We're going to loosen the cap. There we go. We're going to switch over caps. Get rid of that one. Go to this one. This can be the momentum cap for this matchup. So now the momentum is drastically in favour of the Melbourne Stars. Shadab Khan, though, making his way to the crease. That is a game changer of a player. Hasn't got many sponsors on that bat. Certainly knows how to hit the ball far. In fact, just the one on the front. Almost at 10 runs and over. Spend a lot of time in the pool. Sounds like a good way to go over the summer. Where's our nearest pool? Nearest decent pool's 30 minutes away. So I'm considering going for a swim in the ocean again. I did it about a month ago. Well, by swim, I mean I stood in the ocean. It was cold. My ball shrunk and then I went out of the ocean because it was too cold. But I'd like to do that again. It was a fun experience. It was a nice day for it. And Paul Tool says Fluffy. Yeah, 2 for 43 after the 6 overs now. Now they require more than 10 runs and over. They've still got the power surge up their sleeve, 4 overs till they can take it. Matthew Wade sitting on 7 off 9. Shadab Khan yet to get himself off the mark. Matthew Wade limping, or is that just how he walks? I think he's just kind of doing a bit of one of those. And too many sharks in the ocean. That's true. I think what happened? We went paddleboarding, and I believe they said earlier in that day they had a few jellyfish hanging around, which isn't really what you want to hear when you're on a paddleboard and everyone's falling off into the water. It's fair to say a lot of people were panicking. He got gout, says Nazi Williams. How far who's from how far use from the ocean, Hamish? There's Nazi Williams. Sitting about 30 minutes away, I'd say, as well, to like a decent like kind of bay area that has sand and the water. You can go to like a stony beach, but you can't really swim there. You can fish there though. That's about 15 minutes away, so it's not too bad overall. I've seen some people doing fishing streams on YouTube. Maybe that's something we could give a go in the future. See if we can actually catch anything. Nathan caught denial, added into the bowling attack. It's just strong bowler after strong bowler at the moment. They don't really have too many weak links in this Stars lineup. That bowling attack. Matthew Wade's still trying to hit every ball for 6. Cracking that one down the ground. We'll get the single. They might. Oh, they do sneak through for 2. That'll annoy Nathan. Caught denial there. I think it was Trent Bolt who had a bit of a miss to it. Yes, it was. Not ideal. And Ollie's demand on fishing channels in New Zealand. Fishing channels, Ollie's demand. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to give it a look. Ollie's demand. Trucking, are you in that same scenario with Jay of knowing who Grego is? Were you there when he was bringing it up to me? Because I watched Grego go fishing the other day and it wasn't working out for him, and then a bird stole his bag of chicken and then he couldn't keep on fishing. Grinch steals Christmas, he lives to regret it. That's definitely not the one that you are talking about. Ollie's demand fishing. Is it Ollie Craig? Maybe. Yeah, the ocean and land around New Zealand and the world. That might be it. Ollie Craig, is it? And Grego is different. Trucking. Yeah, it ended up going from a fishing live stream to him not realizing it was going to be low tide. So then he just started drinking, and that was about it. He just drunk for the whole live stream. I was a good Twisel's got some good beaches. And this reminds me of the run up to WrestleMania 6. WrestleMania 6 on Superstars of Wrestling, Jesse Ventura or whatever, Hulk Hogan t-shirt on, and the next week he would have an Ultimate Warrior one on. There's Kiwi Gamer. That's going to be nicely swatted away from Matthew Wade. Fine enough for the 4 runs. Definitely one of the keys here. And does diving everything, Ollie? I think he's from the South Island too, says Nazi Williams. Yeah, I don't know why, but very recently on YouTube, I've been watching a lot of people who either go just fishing or those channels that go to like a random island and have to like find food for 3 days. It's just become my like category that I've been watching when I get the chance to watch YouTube. The good news as well is I don't have to worry about watching them with sound on. You can kind of just watch them without it if I'm editing something, and that's his live stream, just sinking beers and shots. He's trucking, but it's effective. There's a decent community that he's been able to build up, Grego, over his time. Now, the 7th over 52, I was just doing some maths in my head, and then I realized that they actually have it on screen for the current run rate, 7.43 at the moment. So just a little bit below par. Stars at this point were 1 for 62. I do need glasses at some stage in the future. I think I'm not quite as vigilant. Vigilant, is that a word? Vigilant as I once was. I'm slightly less seeing able than I used to be. I need people to read the Burger King menu for me when I'm in the shop. I'm like this. I just can't read it. Adam Zampa bowls. Matthew Wade, he whips it away to his leg side. They want 2 runs. They get there well. Great run in between the wickets. And that is one thing Matthew Wade does bring to this Hobart Hurricanes side, is just being able to get back and forth extremely quickly between those 22 yards. Put on the fielders under pressure. That does sometimes cause some mistakes. I'd love to take one quick single tomorrow in the cricket match. I feel like that's my goal. Take a quick single, don't get run out. That's the plan. And is now, says Fluffy there, is now. What is now, Fluffy? And Zampa, again, goes to Wade. They'll take just the single that time. Actually taking the run, hitting it to the man who was at short mid-wicket. So that just shows how quickly they're moving through between the wickets. It was a little bit of a casual run. It's great business spectacles / glasses, especially everyone reading small printing on their phones, stuff the eyes up eventually. It does. I think that's why my eyesight's gone downhill over the last 3 years, is just because I've spent 10 to 14 hours a day just editing, streaming, looking at chat, everything like that. So, yeah, I think I don't have the best eyeballs. Well, it's probably not the... What is the part that you actually look at? The retina or the iris? Might be the retina that you actually look out of. And I'll say myopia. That might explain the low scores. Shot. Advanced down the wicket. Smacked it hard, Matthew Wade. That will be 6 runs there. Beautifully struck down the ground. Matthew Wade moves up to 24. He seems like he still has hope. We're going to have to wait to see whether or not I do switch over to this cap. I should actually have it up there. That was too far. I knew it from the get-go as well. I knew it was going over. So it made quite a loud bang as well. Just one of the little toss. Just gave it too much. Now going to be running. They get the run straight to point. Good running between the wickets. So the word you invented, it's now a word. Vigilant. Vigilant. Is vigilant not a word? Is vigilant a word? Visual words. Vigilant. Vigilant sounds fun, doesn't it? Zampa, final ball. Oh, looked like he was going after it as well, should have. I've just realised they haven't got Caleb Jewell in the lineup or batting yet, but maybe he is going to be one of the next couple. But that will be the end of the over. They're going at 8 runs exactly per over now. Quiet run rate is still around that 10-run mark. It will be a tricky task. But last 4 overs, they've had 35 runs, 1 wicket, and 8.75 is their run rate. Also, who have you guys got in the cricket test this summer? So, I think New Zealand, Pakistan more than likely will end up as a draw for a majority of those matches. Sadly, just because New Zealand won't be able to do what England did and progress the test match that quickly. So it's either you've got to bowl out the opposition twice or you're going to get yourself in a bit of trouble. For Australia, South Africa, I've got the series going 2-0 for Australia, but also a draw. And in that draw, South Africa are going to be very close to winning it, but they do miss out. So yeah, I'm going 2-0 for the Aussies with a draw involved. That's the plan. Well, that's what I think anyway. I'm probably going to be very wrong. What about yourself, Truck, and who have you got? Have you got a 3-0 for the Aussies? Awkward shot there. Going to be the 1 run. And I'm back, says Amelia. How was the KFC if it has arrived, Amelia? Do let me know, Mrs. Home. Better look busy. Watch out for my Gabba sign. Says Fluffy. I'll keep an eye on it. Let's see whether or not we can see you in the crowd saying, is it just going to have the Kiwi lads on it? Or is it going to have something else? Any KFC left for the needy, Amelia? I don't know. Solid effort. It'll be 1 run. I just realised I'm going to be in Timaru tomorrow. I could have KFC in the evening. Well, not quite the evening. After the game, though, because I am going to be streaming in the evening. And I don't think I'll eat KFC on the stream because I talk too much. I've learned as soon as I stop talking, it makes it very hard to make noise. And what a It's fully out, says Nuzzy Williams. Webster currently 9 balls, bowl one, or sorry, 9 balls actually, 9 runs off him, is what I was trying to say there. They'll take on just the single. Wade takes the strike back. 26 off 19 deliveries. It's slowly creeping up. They can take the power surge after another 1.2 overs. Maxwell just saying that the wicket's stopping a bit, going slow. Shot away there from Wade, or a back foot cover punch. Another single. Australian cricketers are very arrogant. I don't mind it at all. South Africa win the series. Oh, so not even just a win for South Africa, a series win. That's the thing. I feel like South Africa, it's been such a long time since we've seen them play Australia that, oh, now again, Shadab's just swinging, but he hasn't quite been able to get onto anything yet. Just getting singles. But yeah, if we see South Africa come out there and set a really good first innings total, I think that's where West Indies struggled. They didn't win the toss and they needed to. You've got to win the toss and bat first on Australian surfaces. If they can do that, South Africa set themselves about, I would say, a 400 runs in anything. Aussies arrogant first ahead of that, says Nuzzy Williams. And also Australian cricketers need to show more sportsmanship, says Drucken Down Under. I agree to an extent. It's like I actually found a newfound, that was found too many times in the sentence. I actually had a newfound respect for Nathan Lyon in the most recent test match because they had him mic'd up. And even though all of the other Australians, like in the side, they were just kind of ignoring Cam Green because he wasn't playing well. He wasn't bowling that well. He wasn't really doing that well between the wickets because that was where Travis Head got run out. And then he didn't get a huge total. And like everyone was ignoring him other than Nathan Lyon, who actually went over to him each time. I feel like he's kind of taken him under his wing. And it was quite interesting listening to what he was saying with the bowling and everything like that. But it wouldn't hurt Australia to lose a test match on Australian soil just so that they can, like, worst comes to worst, they lose one. And then normally from a loss, you get better. And I feel like that will help them out in the future. No run is the call. I thought I heard Marnus out there for a second, but that was Matty Wade. Oh, I'm going to do the loudest no run call tomorrow. I feel like I'm going to do it off the very first ball just to assert my dominance at the crease. Just absolutely shout it. Which I've learned, I've gotten a lot louder while playing cricket now than I used to be. I used to be a very quiet child, wouldn't say a word in the field. No, when everyone else was doing the sledging, like Senders Bales back to Wales for one, I thought that one was a bit of a stupid line, so I wouldn't say it. I'd be like, come on, boys, let's go. Let's go. Hey, give him Yorker, he's a walker. That was my one that I'd sometimes use. But now you can't shut me up in the field. I just keep on talking. And then between the wickets, I used to not call. I'd just rely on the other guy to make the calls, which he would also not call, so it was a lot of trouble. But now I call very loudly, and luckily I don't have to run that much between the wickets because I don't get many singles. I either miss the ball or hit it hard. Who do you think should be test captain? Me. No. Test captain for the Aussies. It's a tricky one because Steve Smith, even when he's vice captain, I think still in charge. I've said this from the day one that Pat Cummins was appointed. I've said, yes, Pat Cummins is the captain. Yes, he's doing the interviews. But Steve Smith's pulling his strings. He's telling him when he should be declaring, when he shouldn't be, what he should be doing with his fields. Yes, a vice captain normally gets a bit of a say, but I think he's getting a lot more of a say than Cummins. Oh, Shadab Khan has not got that one. Should be out, taken comfortably, and that will be now the next wicket falling for the Hobart Hurricanes. Not what they wanted there. Shadab Khan, though, he got 7 off 10. He never really looked set. Wasn't able to get much out of the middle of his bat, similar to myself. But just didn't quite get it. Goes only out to the ring. And now, that's just before the time that they could have taken the power surge as well there. Caught by Tom Rogers, though. 3 for 71. Now Tim David goes to the middle. They might consider going for the power surge straight away, actually, with that man at the crease. Tim David certainly strikes the ball hard. Sandpaper gets those blokes, or also Sandpaper Gate. Those blokes should never been allowed to play for Australia again, says Truckin. Because that's the thing. My mum actually mentioned it on one of the other live streams. I don't know whether it was a T21 or a test match one, but she mentioned how, like, out of the Sandpaper scenario, the only player who's really been hit hard is Cameron Bancroft. Like, he's ended up pretty much having to take all of the fall and all of the damage for it. Steve Smith back to vice captain. Little bit of a loophole because then he can become captain when Pat Cummins isn't available, which we've actually seen a few times throughout the last little while. Warner, I know he took back his application to become captain, and now they're saying there were more players involved or something like that as well. But yeah, like, at the end of the day, who was it? Lou Vincent, was it, for the Kiwis? Who got, David's had a 4 straight away. First ball that he's at the crease. 4 runs. Very nicely hit. I would take the power surge here if I am the Hobart Hurricanes. But yeah, Lou Vincent got done for match fixing. It was after his playing career, to be fair, but banned for life. No coaching he's allowed to do. Not allowed to be involved in any form of any part of cricket. And that was for match fixing as a older player or as a coach, I think it was. So the double standards, they're a bit different, aren't they? And I was like, what's the power surge? 2 overs, pretty much the same as the power play at the start of the inning. So only 2 men allowed outside of the ring. The rest are up. So it's pretty much your best opportunity to score runs. Or sometimes the best opportunity to lose wickets, depending on how you go. Listening to the Thunderstruck the millionth time, it's awesome. Some thunderstorm weather here in Cape Town, raining. Yeah, we've actually had thunder today too. A little bit of lightning. I'm hoping it clears up nicely for tomorrow. And I actually mentioned it. If it does end up raining, I hope it rains early in the day. I'm going to move that forward. That was almost falling off. But I hope it rains early on in the day so that we do get called off cricket rather than having to travel there and then have it get called off. It would just be a bit of a shame if we weren't able to do South Africa, Australia, due to being up there not playing cricket. And powerful play. Hello, says Lachlan. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. The chin, says Nazi Williams. Also, power play, they can get feast of runs now. Yeah, they could end up with about 40 here if they get it right. It feels weird with it's only 9:37 p.m. The reason I say that feels weird is because the other games normally start at 9:15, so we're a little bit later on in the evening. Next game's going to be starting at 10:15 p.m. New Zealand time. That is Thunder versus Strikers. We won't be covering that one just because it will overlap a little bit with this game by half a smidgen, but then also because I do have to go to bed relatively early, which feels weird to say because I'm normally a bit of a night owl on the weekends, but yeah, better get some sleep because I might have to do a bit of running tomorrow. And running's hard. Now, Wade, 28 runs off 23 deliveries. They're showing there Bo Webster, one of the biggest sixes hit at the MCG into the second, in fact, third tier. And isn't it ironic that all 3 players, oh no, my iPad's just died from battery. I'm going to have to get the chat up on my phone now to see what has been said. I will finish that comment in a very short moment. There we go. We'll get here, go here, and here. So it is there. Isn't it ironic that 3 players involved? Sandpaper Gate weren't actually bowlers themselves. Says Elon, the caught and bowl was almost the opportunity. And also, we've got there from Truckin. Are you streaming Australia versus South Africa test tomorrow? If it's raining here and I don't end up playing actual cricket, I will be. Unfortunately, it's worked out that day 1 is going to be the exact same time as our 3rd place playoff game for cricket. But if it wasn't overlapping, I definitely would be doing the full day, just like we did for the West Indies. But we're definitely doing day 2, 3, 4, and 5, all on the channel. And then alongside that, maybe the last session of day 1, if it does end up rained off. But yeah, that is the plan anyway. I hope we can cover about, I would say, probably 90% of the rest of the days other than just day 1. because I did last week. I did the live streams on the Saturday for West Indies versus Australia rather than playing cricket. I actually turned down the chance to play in a semi-final. So I feel like I can't turn down twice in a row or else they might start to get annoyed at me possibly. But they did actually very well throughout that game. I'll give them credit where credit is due. They managed to almost chase down the 180 needed off 40 overs, which was a decent total on the surface. From what I heard, by Webb's, a reverse sweep attempt from Matty Wade. Is he out? He's reviewing straight away. It hasn't even been given, though. Has it? It's hit him in the forearm. Did the umpire raise his hand? The umpire didn't put his finger up here. Did they just mutually agree that it was out? But either way, they're going to review this one. That's really weird. Well, we've had not quite as weird as the bail falling off last night without any wind. Anything along those lines that it is going to be now. On-field decision is out. Just checking the front foot. What does he hit here? Yep. Comes straight off the forearm. I don't believe there's any glove involved. The only thing, maybe the glove strap. Maybe just a little bit. It is close, though. We're going to have to check this one. Oh. Okay. Go back past the bat. There's the smallest of noises there. There's nothing there, I don't think, that says that that's at the bat. And instead has it the forearm. I believe that's going to be not out. Yeah. Going to be given as not out for Matthew Wade. All right. Given as not out, and they will continue now. Matthew Wade and his side, they need 107 runs off 57 deliveries. I think my iPad keeps on turning itself on and then turning off straight away because it runs out of battery. That's slightly unfortunate. Reviews remaining. They've actually got 2 each here. Why is it 2 rather than just the 1? They normally have 1 for the BBL. Did they change the rule pretty much overnight? I know they changed the rule with the changing shed scenarios. How you do have to have certain players, if they do test positive, they have to be away from the side. Reverse sweep from Wade. He's got that one a lot better. Well fielded, though. And also, we have got the Wade can jog on anyway, says Elon. Not too many people are a fan of Matthew Wade. Decent batsman, don't get me wrong, but can be considered slightly annoying, I think is the best way of describing him. They need almost 12 runs and over, but that is something that Tim David does for fun. Like we've seen, he hit his first ball for a boundary, hit it for 4. Won't have the strike here. Instead, Matthew Wade. Power surge. Still not taken yet. I would say next over, though, you've got to take it because while you've got 2 set batsmen, that's, for me, is the time to go. Let's play. Yimat is the call from, it was Matthew Wade. Was Tim David the one between the wickets last year that was about 1.5 meters short of the crease because he knew he was going to get run out? And they called it a cynical play and penalised him like 5 runs or something like that because he did pretty much, like, I guess in a way he did cheat to an extent. Hi, says KK bro. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Moment, the Hurricanes, they have a big chase ahead of them. They've still got time left and a power surge that they can use also. Tim David, solid and behind it there. Not going too aggressive. Court denial still got 1 more over after this. Zampa, I want to say, has got 2. Who else is bowling? I've forgotten the rest of their bowlers. Webster, I don't know if they might give him another one. He's lucky. And also we've got MB and MS. Says it was bro there. That's 3. They've got another pace bowler who I can't think of. Oh, Trent Bolt, the Kiwi. Oh no. They all have another 2 overs in him. That's 5 overs worth. Webster, he might get another one. Stoinis, I don't believe will be bowling. Just got to make sure that they don't run out of options and they're very strategic with when they use each of their bowlers. "31 of 29 balls at the leg side now. Matthew Wade out to the man at deep square leg. And also, are you going to do the live stream for the FIFA World Cup final? Not sure yet. I feel like it would be weird just doing the final for a competition we haven't covered any other games for. But if you guys are keen to be up at 4 a.m. with me watching that game, we will have a gap in between 2 games of the URC, or sorry, the Champions Cup. One that's taking place at 2 between Exeter Chiefs and the Bulls, and then one that's taking place at 6:30 when the Stormers and the London Irish. If you guys are going to be up and you want to watch a watch along of the FIFA World Cup, I guess maybe we could. Tim David shot out into the deep on the leg side. Ow. My jaw just popped, but maybe it needed to. Yeah, it feels all right now. If you wait, I think even though he's relatively set, he needs to keep progressing through his innings with a few more runs on the board. He's sitting 32 off 30 deliveries. Slowed down drastically here in the last little while. 101 runs needed off 49 balls. Leg side just gets enough on it. Looks like it's going to be a race into the boundary. It sure does. Before, I think it's called his league bias. Yes, it is. 8 runs from the over. 86 for 3. We've had a lot of yawns today, which is unfortunate. This couch is leather, which means it is quite hot. I'm going to move my leg over there like that. But then that kind of looks weird, doesn't it? It won't look weird, though, if I have a, it might look even weirder if I had a cricket bat there. Been good weather today, even though it rained and it was like thunderstorms and lightning. Temperature-wise, it's actually been quite nice. I think tomorrow, while I'm at it, I'm actually going to check the weather report for tomorrow. Here we go. Timaru tomorrow. High of 18, low of 13. We'll take it. It looks like it's supposed to be relatively nice all through the afternoon, not a high chance of rain. We might get a bit of cricket in, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's the World Cup, the most watched event in the world, and it's a final, says Liam there. It is, but I feel because we didn't do the other games, like, I don't know, it feels like it would be weird to jump in on just a singular match rather than, like, if we had done maybe all of the ones from the quarterfinals or the round of 16 on, I feel like it would feel a little bit less like jumpy into a competition that we didn't do, but we might. We'll see how we go. That's actually on Monday morning, isn't it? Sorry, my bad. That's actually the wrong day I was listening. So, yeah, maybe Monday morning we could give it a go. Or we head to work on Monday. Head coach David Hussey on the headset at the moment. Nicely done. Down the ground. We've seen he planted his feet. He didn't look like he was going to be moving. That one. Wade's 33 off 32. Still not enough. Power surge needs to be next over. That's my expert opinion. Because if they keep this partnership going and then they lose a wicket, that's when it goes downhill. But if they can get let's say 40 runs from a couple overs, and then they lose the wicket, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to reset and refine that form in the partnership. David on 9, off 7. Okay, Bo Weaves has told David Hussey that one went 175 meters. Praying for the weather okay here in Auckland. I have one last game in the year in a town called Howick. I got 40 the past 2 weeks. I'm desperate for a 50. Have you ever got a 50 before, Liam? Do let me know. I have never actually scored a half century myself. Who knows? Maybe we'll both be able to get 50s tomorrow in our cricket matches. Be quite cool, wouldn't it? Bit of space there. There we go. That's a stat and a half. Webster has not conceded a single boundary throughout his 4 overs. He went for 21 runs, economy of only about 5.25. Very good bowling and very good batting from Bo Webster as well. So he's had an all-round good game. One boundary through 2 matches. He has got 54 off 21. In Auckland, we have grace periods, says Kiwi Shadow NZ. And David, 10 off 8. Surely this is... No. Are they taking the power surge? I think the Hobart Hurricanes are going at this the wrong way, to be honest. If they don't take it now, I think this is the time to. When you've got 2 set batsmen, 2 with power, I can understand to an extent why they wouldn't want to, because they don't want to lose that wicket during the power surge. But an extra 40 runs here puts them in the box seat to be able to go on and get themselves a win. Denal charging in. Big shot high from Matthew Wade. He hasn't got all of it. It's a chance. Hilton Cartwright catches it. What did I just tell them? Take the power surge while you've got set batsmen, or else this will happen. I think Hobart may have just thrown away the game. And in my first year and a half ball, which was 3 years ago, there's QE Shadow NZ, or Liam for short, but that's going to go straight up in the air from Matthew Wade. It's only been going at a runner ball. What's your best stats in bowling and batting? I'm not actually sure of my best bowling stats. I want to say it was something along the lines of 4 wickets for maybe about 8 runs off about 6 overs. I can't actually remember my best bowling, though. I know it was a few wickets for not many runs off a few overs, but yeah, I don't actually know what my new bowling figures would be like, seeing as it would be a different grade. I haven't actually bowled yet in our team, so I might get a couple overs of off spin throughout the game. 17 balls without a boundary. It's when you decide to go for the power surge. I'm telling them it's the right call. Put me in, coach. I would have been able to tell them that. Wade no longer going to be part of the run chase. Instead, now Ali going to be on strike. But my best batting was 43 not out. Not too sure how many balls it was off, but it wasn't a T20 match. I was batting about number 6 or 7, I believe, and I managed to get 43 not out. Of not too many balls. I think I was just having a bit of a slog. I remember, though, I got dropped when I was on 0, which was not ideal. Well, it was ideal that they dropped it, not ideal that I gave them a chance to catch me. And we get the leg side for Ali. One more run. No, so Tim David is a big boy. He is. He's got power, which is why he's still a key, but I would have loved to see him and Matthew Wade at the crease while they were going. Like Hobart Hurricanes, $8 underdogs at the moment, needing 14 runs and over. Cartwright said they have to take the surge soon. New batter's a bit of a bonus. Next is Tim David that they need to get out. He's hit it to the leg side. It's just the 1 run. Needing currently 13.85 per over. That is a rate that Tim David can go at. He's got that power in his swing. Couple 6s and over. He would be keen. He can get a quick 550, but they still need another 40 runs alongside that. And I think saying it that way just shows you how far they've got to go here. Okay, Cartwright giving us some catching tips. I will need those. There's going to be a head down the ground from Asif Ali. It's gone over the fielder there. And they get 2 runs. Nice fielding from Hodges. So we have got there no flex, but I have been complimented by a few teams as one of the best players in Auckland for my age, which I don't think I'm the best. My bowling is 5 wickets off 3 overs with 2 runs. So all I can say to you there, Liam, is just stick with it. Because that's probably one thing I slightly regret is the fact that at about 12 or 13, that would have been Tim David out. Do they take a single now? Almost a run out for Trent Bolt. But yeah, one thing I do regret is not sticking with it. Definitely if they are saying you're one of the best at that age group, just make sure you keep on going, because as you keep on improving, you'll keep on getting more people to notice you, and then eventually maybe get yourself in some sort of developmental side. So keep going. Anyone making their debut for the Black Caps this summer? Ooh. Not sure if we've got any new names coming through. I know that for the Black Caps, if it is anyone new, it's probably only going to be the one player. We've already had the Finn Allen debut. I'm thinking through their test side. And in Pakistan, I think Ish Sodhi's coming back into the test side. Don't think that's a debut, though. I think he's had a chance in the past, but he's back into the test lineup. What else have we got? I don't think there's too many other players who are sneaking their way in. They might go with one of the quick bowlers, one of those kind of 145, 150 mark youngsters. And Scott Boland and waiting clap, says Elon. It's going to be interesting seeing how Scotty Boland goes at the Gabba. He's already a fan favourite. Everyone seems to love that man, and he is now going to get another crack at the crease. Oh, missing that one. Asif Ali, currently needing 14.9 runs per over. Glenn Phillips in Test for New Zealand is debuting. I think, but he's in the team. Okay, so Glenn Phillips in the chance. Is he the keeping option? Kiwi, Liam? It's going to be hit to the leg so far as Ali just slots it straight to the fielder. Another wicket falls. Adam Zampa gets it. And Hilton Cartwright takes the catch just as they were talking to him on the commentary. Yeah, it seems to be this year for New Zealand, debuts in test match cricket or across the format seem to be people from other formats getting the crack, if that makes sense. Nicely bowled by Zampa, banging it into the track. Asif Ali just hits it straight to the fielder. Now they're 5 down. The Hurricanes had a little bit of trouble here, although now Jimmy Neesham makes his way out to the middle. Jimmy Neesham rather than Anderson there. Zampa deserves a Stoinis slap for that, says Elon. He's been bowling well, Adam Zampa. Skipper for the Melbourne Stars, 2.2 overs down. I've just realised I've done the BBL the last few nights. My voice is starting to sound a little bit raspy. So I would find it quite funny if I am trying to call tomorrow in the cricket and my voice just doesn't work and I just have a whole heap of voice cracks. I feel like it would make good content too. That footage. No, Blundell is keeper and Tickner is debuting in Test 2. Says Kiwi Shadow. So Glenn Phillips, what number is he gonna? Is he number 5-ish? I'm just trying to think through our lineup. Latham and who else have they got as opener? Latham and other geezer who I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. And number 3, you got Conway or Williamson. They are kind of your 3-4. 5 could be Phillips. Daryl Mitchell, where's he at? No, is he still going to be playing? Also, we have got there. We have got hello, is your mum going to be coming to the tests? There, no, I don't believe so. I don't think she has got plans. Oh, she might be joining me for a session or two in the near future. And also, Muppets is down under. Thinking the same thing there, mate. And also, which team do you support in the BBL? I'm heat because of the fam. I don't really have a team, which makes it very enjoyable. There's actually 5 Kiwis throughout the competition as well, which is quite awesome. It's a great straight drive, though. Adam Zamba's gone for the 4 runs. He's disappointed. That one shot from Nisham. He's what a catch! What a catch! No, he's dropped it, but what a brilliant save! Wow, that would have been absolutely tremendous. In the deep, he gets the round of applause from Zampa. Larkin took a screamer of a catch one-handed, threw it back into the field of play because he was going to be going out. Just wasn't quite able to regather in time. That would have been that wicket of Nisham, though, and that would have been huge. Just keeps the ball in the field of play, tries to dive for it, doesn't get onto it. I go for the Renegades and the Strikers. I guess that's how we know it's not the real one, don't we? Because I know that he's Brisbane Heat, isn't he? But Renegades and Strikers, 2 decent sides. I think they play off relatively soon, don't they? Aaron Finch and Rashid Khan go head to head. Right. David sitting on 11 off 9. Nisham is not messing around. He's made his way to the crease and he's going for it here. Adam Zampa, final ball off the back foot. Punches it straight out to the man at cover. Brutal from trucking down under, but also you aren't completely wrong. Once again, end of the over. Zampa's still got one more looking through at the TAB odds for this match. That was brilliant work from Nick Larkin. You wish he had been able to take the screamer. It just went a bit too far away from him. Next match is actually starting in 13 minutes' time. So, yeah, we'll overlap with the game that has taken place here between the Stars and the Hurricanes. They always do that. I don't know why they don't just delay that next game by like 5 to 10 minutes. And then you sort of. But the Hobart Hurricanes, they're $14 underdogs here at the moment in this matchup. The Melbourne Stars, they are in a box seat. But the power surge, I believe, is about to be taken. Clark, though, in his innings, getting 101 runs. Very impressive. And it would be a shame to see a man get 100 and his side lose. And I can't support the Renegades. I don't know what it is about them. I just prefer them to lose. I think the lineup is Will Young's the one I was forgetting. Conway, Williamson, Nichols, Latham, Blundell, Mitchell, Patel, Southey, Henry, Wagner. So they don't have what's his face? Latham in there. Is Latham injured? Gonna be a single taken. Just the one. Now needing almost 17 runs per over here. That's a lot of runs. 11 off 10, Tim David. If he ends up going out, this game is over. If he ends up smacking the ball around plenty, I think they're in a decent chance. Latham is there. Lineup is Young, Conway, Williamson, Nichols. Oh, okay. Latham batting at 6, sorry. Or is that that might not be your complete order, is it? Is that just where you've put them at the moment? The leg side again. Looks like they're going to push for 2. They will be able to get there nicely. Oh, good direct hit, though. They'll manage to get through Tim David. 2 runs. Does mean that the run rate goes up just a little bit more. That's the 105 on the board currently. Stars 183. The end total. I'm kind of similar. Well, I'm not kind of similar. I'm kind of curious, I should say, to see how many the Stars were on at this point. Yeah, good run from Tim David. Got there in the end. $13 off 11. Oh, why didn't he go for that one? Might have just been a good length that he wasn't able to get away, I guess. Oh, so had a century Boxing Day test. Aussies, that's a good achievement. Or Blundell, sorry, had a good century. Shows he's got it in him, choice brother. Says Elon, and also is there, or it's where he would bat because Blundell and Mitchell are down the order. Says Liam. Right, Webster. Back out on the field now. He didn't concede a single boundary throughout his bowling. Wood. Oh, David really wanted that one, but he has just had another dot ball. Throws it back to the bowler. The run rate is too big. There's no way they can win with this attack. But just out of curiosity, what was your old YouTube channel name? Do let me know, because I assume it hasn't always been that. So what was your last account called, out of curiosity? Do let me know. 79 runs off 26 balls. 18.23 runs per over now required. Oh, who's the fake mother? Oh, that's what I'm trying to find out. They need to get angry, says Elon. Yeah, they just need some big boundaries. Short ball. David hits it to the leg side, just gets the single down the ground again. The run rate just keeps on going up and up and up. Jay, you're a fan of Grego, aren't you? On YouTube. I was telling Truckin about how I watched him fish the other day, and it didn't go too well for him. Frank Meerkat, I had to change. I used to get kicked out a lot. Although, little tip, Frank, if it was Frank Meerkat now, I don't believe you'd get kicked out. Having a name of another YouTube channel, though, that's more likely to get you kicked out, if that makes sense. So I recommend changing it back to Frank just because it will be a lot easier in the future, if that makes sense. And also, we've got there instead of Mitchell in there, it would be Shoddy or Tickner, which I think it should be right or would be right because of the pitches in Pakistan. They're like a road, very much bowler, but a lot of batters says Liam and Grego catches F all. He does. Feel bad for him because I watched one of them. It was low tide, so nothing was happening. He was getting no bites. His bait got stolen by a bird, and it just pretty much picked it up and took it away. So he just ended up drinking at the end of the stream. Like the Wi-Fi was playing up, the wind was blowing too heavy, so he couldn't actually put the camera down without it falling off. G'day, Truck, I hope you and the fam are well, mate. Says Jay. But yeah, it was what you'd call a shambles, but it was an entertaining shambles. Other than for him, it was sad for him. In the end, I was a Finland, why not? I know he's short format guy, but give the kid a chance. And yeah, and conservative coaching in New Zealand is always your toss, says Elon. Leave my channel, I can't change the name. You can actually change it in your Google account settings. So pretty much all you do is type into Google, go into that top corner where it has your account, and then you have the option of manage my account, and you can change it there. Right. They're now taking the power surge. I think this is 3 overs too late from the Hobart Hurricanes. They should have taken it while they still have Matthew Wade and Tim David at the crease. The required run rate currently is creeping up to around that 20 mark, if not almost a little bit more. They have a couple more dot balls. Trent ball to Jimmy Neesham. He's hit him on the back leg. It's going to be at least one leg by, I believe, Hinchcliffe being able to cut it off. They get the 2 runs. Those two would have faced each other in the nets quite often, I would think, in the past. Just going to have a quick look at the Stars Hurricanes odds. I would say $20 underdogs here for the Hobart Hurricanes. Not bad. $21 underdogs at the moment. Our wide shot from Neesham through a gap. That's going to be a boundary just to make it a bit more interesting. This is going to be a big few moments here because they need a huge amount of runs. If they chase it down, it would be one of the best run chases I think we've seen in the BBL. And I think it would continue going that way. All right, we'll go like this, and we'll go like that. I got to get the chat back up. I was checking the odds. Shot to the leg side. Hit hard. Another gap. Another 4 runs. Who do you want to win? I mean, of course, it would be great to see a Hobart Hurricanes chase from here, but I think the Stars are in the box seat at the moment. How are you, mate? All good. Oh, yeah, how's the West and Mr. McGowan? Says Trucking down under. Shot from Neesham, getting it through a gap. Bolt will be annoyed there because these two are teammates from way back. And the fact that Neesham's now smacking him to the boundary, does he have the good ball up his sleeve here? Bolt. It'll be off pace this next delivery, I think. Slower delivery, outside of off stump. No, on the stumps. Jimmy Neesham misses. Look to the leg side, didn't get onto it. Now run rate up to 20 runs per over. I don't know who's better off having the strike here, Neesham or Tim David. I think probably Tim David. But kept the pace on there. Trent Bolt went 130. Perhaps they're having a bit of a chat there with him. Should mention the next game starts in only 5 minutes' time. That is Thunder versus Strikers. So sadly, due to the overlap, what a Yorker that is. Well fielded. Run out opportunity. David gets on strike for 1 delivery of this over now. But yeah, with the overlap, it's a shame because it means that we can't really cover both without missing the power surge. And I feel like missing the power surge is like missing a sock when you're going for a walk in a place that needs socks. Just doesn't feel right, you know? What a great analogy that was. Didn't take long to think of that one, as you can probably tell. 20.84 at the moment. West is good at the moment. McGowan is okay. Better than the East Coast Muppets, but he's also a Muppet, says Jay. And David on strike. Trent Bolt puts it there. David just swings hard. Going to be racing away for 4. It almost went for 6 out through the point region. 15 runs there for the power surge. That's still not actually enough. That just tells you how many runs they need when you do those maths in your heads. The fact that that still wasn't enough to escalate them anymore in this matchup. We're going to have another look at the TAB ads, like the odds. Like they've said, they're going to need something absolutely incredible for them. Right. They are now sitting as $26 underdogs. Okay. Yeah, par. See Rashid Khan there currently warming up. They don't look ready to play. Maybe they are going to wait until this game's finished before they get started. Because if it's all on Fox Cricket, they won't want to lose out on any revenue, I wouldn't think. Only practicing with the bat. Actually practicing with the bat the wrong way round. Shot. Oh, no, it's not. Nah, Neesham's not got that one. It's going to be a nice, easy catch for Nick Larkin. And I think that's going to be possibly the last straw. Neesham, he got 16 off 10. Still not the run rate that they're after. They still need 21 off the remaining 3 overs of the game. The power surge. He was disappointed straight away, Neesham. Didn't get it out of the middle of the bat. The worst thing is they didn't even cross over. Gary has been streaming for a while now. He would be half cut by now, says Drucken Down Under. Is he currently fishing? I'm going to have a Google. Rigo. He is? No. Is he live fishing? No, he's in his house. Don't mind if I do Friday. That's what it's called. Yeah, he went fishing for an hour and 40 minutes the other day. Didn't catch too much, unfortunately. That's the thing, though. The fish know when you're streaming. They know that you're trying to get them, so they'll just avoid you. I'd like to do a fishing live stream one day. Me, George, and Daniel went fishing at the sea a couple weeks ago. It didn't go that well. All of us got very wet because we weren't judging the waves particularly well. I think is the best way of describing it. I ended up with my pants extremely wet. And Grego, yeah, I had a look earlier. It's the same stuff every stream, says Jay. I mean, people could describe our streams like that, just same stuff on every single day that we've ever streamed. Just a different sport, isn't it? And different background today. Oh, that's not the shot. I don't know who that was, but he did not play that well. Tried to kind of glide it down towards third man. I'll be moving to see Africa. Australia. On day 2 on moving day. So hopefully you do enjoy it from the ground, mate. Taking place at the Gabba. Should be a good matchup. I was at a supermarket today, Jay, and I was going to get a mango, but I decided against it. I decided I'd reward myself after the weekend with a nice fresh one. Slow ball. That's straight. Oh, did I hit the umpire? I think that might have hit the umpire there. I think it's taken the speed off the ball. Did I hit the umpire? I thought it did. No. Joel Paris gets himself the double. 2 runs there, now needing 24 runs per over. They're actually doing extremely well, starving David of the strike. He's only getting 1 ball every once in a while. Who's man of the match, Clark 100 or a bowler maybe? I think it's going to be Clark. Either Clark or Webster. To the leg side, worked away by Joel Paris. Well fielded by Trent Bolt. And also make sure you pick it yourself, not too soft, says Jay. Exactly right. Mangoes, they're my spirit animal, you know. I had it on the back of the bat. But you know what? we're going to have to make a deal, because if I don't make a deal, it won't happen. If I get a 50 tomorrow, that's going to be tricky to do. That will be the first time I get a 50. I will reward myself by getting a mango. Shot. David hits a hard 6 runs. Give him the strike a little bit more, and they could be in a bit of trouble here. The power of Tim David. And I was like, go on fishing, says Elon. So yeah, if I get a 50, I'll get a mango on the day and enjoy said mango. Not right then and there. I won't eat it in the supermarket. That might get me kicked out. You better get a plane ticket to the test, or get a plane ticket. The test has been moved to Johannesburg. Is it? Is that actually a thing, Truckett, or am I getting lured into that same boat as that man? And let's just aim for double figures. Yeah, double figures would be nice. 50 is quite high. That would be a high score by quite a bit for myself. We are playing a high school team though, so like I'm older than them. That's a leading edge for Tim David. Easy catch. End of the game, you'd have to say, with only 2 overs left. He's joking, right? This is because I'm about to Google it as well. Truckin's just thrown the curve ball of the night, if that is the case, or he's just only for fake channels. So it has been. You got me quite good there, Truckin. I feel like I'm about as gullible as what's something that's gullible. And high school kids are underrated. Wait, what? In what regard, Jay? I also see those bastards, they cheated at the World Fishing Comps. What a pair of wallies. How do you cheat at the fishing comp? Do you like have a snorkel down and you just hook it on? Right, it's going to be Nathan Ellis now, making his way out to the middle. They need 53 runs off 2 overs here. And a bit of, is that Whitney Houston? No. Who sings I Want to Dance with Somebody? Is that Whitney? That might be Whitney. Is it Whitney? It might be Whitney. 143 runs in his BBL career here. And hey, boy, who are you? Says Diana. I'm the same one as you visited the last 2 days. Oh, sorry, that might be how are you? I'm doing well. Doing very well, thank you, mate. Also, Whitney, says Jay. Old school banger, oldie but a goodie. The song, not, well, I don't know about Whitney, but the song anyway. And Whitney Houston, not Britney, says Jay. Fun fact, Britney Spears has the same birthday as me. So when people are like, I've got this famous person who has my birthday, I'm like, yeah, but I got Britney, don't I? Nathan Ellis hasn't got on to that one. Another catch, nicely done. Zampa's picking up some reward here now. This Melbourne Stars is winning tonight. There's Diana. Here's a fun one. My mum shares her birthday with SpongeBob SquarePants. Who would have thought it? And my dad, he shares his birthday with Dorothy the dinosaur from the Wiggles. The more you know. Ellis is gone for is that a first ball? Yeah, it is a quack, quack first ball duck for Nathan Ellis. He's gone. Bolt caught it. Nicely done. It was a running catch to his side. They're now 8 down. There's a chance they might get bowled out here. Dooley making his way to the crease. We used to have a teacher whose last name was Dooley. Oh, I have a fun story, but I can't tell it because it would be too close to home. Let's just say George, he's got too loud of a voice and he called a female teacher a name that he shouldn't have called her, but she heard it. He got in a bit of trouble, didn't he? As I would have thought, says John Warren. And I was at parents a little hungover this morning after their work piss up. Ooh, I don't think they were too bad. Might have started a little bit later. What am I doing with my finger there? It might have started a little bit later on in the day. How was that? It's given us out. They're going to go upstairs for this one, I would think, for Dooley, because they might as well check it to stop it from being a hat trick. But yeah, I think Mum still actually had to go to work today, but she got to go in at 12 rather than 8. So that was all right. She got to sleep in a bit more. I think they would have sunk a few bevies last night, and they cheated by pulling weights or putting weights inside of the fish. Nice, put some stones in it. Zamba bowled brilliantly tonight. Did. And also, who would have thought, says John. And also, we have got as Maxi. Well, if Maxi is fit and Melbourne Stars is very team in the BBL. Yeah, unfortunately, he's got that broken leg. He's getting into rehab by the end or the start of the new year. That's missing the stumps. That's not hitting the stumps there. For one, it might be pitching outside leg, or it's close anyway. And trying to watch you and play an online chess tournament are quite tricky, says John. Fun fact, I'm not very good at chess. I did play someone at chess once. It was actually a ex-girlfriend's brother. And I could have won, but my niceness, I was like, nah, we can move it back. And he's like properly good at chess. Oh, the wicket's missing. The hat trick for Zampa no longer on the cards. But yeah, he beat me about 3 times in a row. But that could have been the second game. I could have had it if I wanted it. But instead, I was like, no, it's all right. You made the mistake. You can move it back. And then he finished the game with a big, strong win. Bit of a shame, really. Quite dark with that cap down. But now, hit him in the box, did it? Did it get him in the goalies? Dooley might be feeling that one in the Boxall region. 2 more balls, 8 balls left of the innings though. And at the moment they need 62 runs. So it's quite a doable total for them here, as long as they just get this ball for a single. Shot. That's all right from Dooley. Almost a wicket, but didn't quite get all of it. I know you're going to be ruthless, or you got to be ruthless. Yeah, I should have been. If I had known the full picture of what was going to occur afterwards, I should have put the dagger in and beaten in chess. Got to clarify, in chess. Shot for the single. Are you allowed to sledge in chess? I feel like you could do. Maybe a little bit of something, something. Like, what are you going to say though? Oh, your pawn's looking a bit short. Not the best chat up line. Well, not chat up line, best sledging line. What else can you say in chess? You're out here looking like a rook. Bud. Zinger. Get sat down in your wooden chair. What else pieces do you have in chess? Knight. I'm gonna make you go knight on the chessboard. Full. Boom. Did sign his bet today? He did. He got a second ball duck, so he's improved from last week or last game because he got a golden duck. Hey, there's a big duck dancing at the moment there. Your queen looks hot. My rook wants to knight her. Or my rook wants to knight her. That's a better one than me, Jay. That is a lot better. Great game. You get to play Grandmasters. I know you just call them Petzers. What is it? Oh, what a catch. Hinchcliffe takes it. That's going to be the 9th wicket. Bolt gets it from behind. Oh, just adding that little bit of an insult afterwards. Even though that's probably not an insult, that's just a little bit of an extra, put it into detail so that while he's sitting there looking at his queen, he knows exactly what's going through her mind. 5 balls left. Oops, I just went too far. I think we all did, Jay. I think we all went a bit far there, but only 1 wicket to go in this one. Trucken's got a surprise face. Love a good old juice sledge. Yes. I'm just going to quickly Google to see if that the Thunder match has actually started yet. Like this, BBL, yet to bat. Oh, so they actually delayed that other game. But I didn't schedule it because I thought it overlapped. That's a bit of a wally move from myself. But I should probably sleep early. Oh, so you get to make them. And the Hurricanes have a good team, and they struggled to get a win today, says Young Brown. Did someone get baptized in the name of the Norms? That's a great shot. Saw it while I was looking up a little bit. Riley Meredith. Anyway, g'day, boss. Welcome in, Nate. Hope you're doing bloody fantastic. I am anyway. I'm very excited, Nate. We got the GoPro organized. I went up Got some batteries today. Got some SD cards. Tomorrow, I bet you it's going to rain. But if it doesn't rain, we are going to be doing some first-person cricketing action on the Kiwi Lads channel. Not as a stream, though, sadly. That's a shot as well from Riley Meredith. Almost races to the boundary. Currently sitting 9 down now. And I was like, oh, the GoPro, says John. Hurricanes have a good team. I thought they would win today. They've got a good team on paper. It just, the bowling wasn't economical enough, unfortunately. A lot of their good bowlers getting smacked around the ground a bit too often. Bloody fantastic idea, boss, says Nate. So, yeah, we're going to have that going. Hopefully it goes smoothly. Shot as well from Dooley. These guys can bat down the order. Take another single. All the bad teams from last year didn't make the finals are doing well. Says it was Frank there. I was, what time will you upload it? I believe it's probably going to be about a midweek video. We'll take a bit of editing. I actually want to put quite a bit of effort in terms of the production. So we are going to be, oh, Jay's had an idea. You should record it and make it a premiere. The way you could jump in chat and talk us through it. That would actually be quite a cool, or Jay, extending that even further, giving you a little alley-oop up there. How about the raw uncut footage? I don't know why I went English. The raw uncut footage of the innings, but I am reacting to it up in the top corner. So I can talk you through what happens in it while actually chatting to you guys as well. And we can like pause and go back and stuff, like an analysis of my 3 balls that I face. That's a nice shot from Dooley. It will either be a short live stream or a long live stream, depending on how many balls I face. Melbourne Stars win by 38 runs. Yes, midweek can't wait, says John. Doing commentary between Australia and South Africa. We are going to be doing some of the commentary. Sadly, we can't do tomorrow because we're actually going to be out at the innings or out at the crease ourselves with a big old boomer. Going to be giving it an almighty whack. That sounds like a winner, mate, says Jay. So, yeah, we might have to do that at some stage, either on maybe Monday or Tuesday or sometime in the future. Oh, I'm just looking at how low my ceiling is. I could show you guys my shot that I'm not going to play in the game. No, there's not enough room. I'll do it another time. But the shot that I play when it's down the leg side is not recommended. It's pretty much I go from batting like this. Getting old. It's hard to move. I go from here. You switch it and you cover drive it to the leg side. I've done it a few times in practice. It's not the best shot that you could ever use in your life, but it's effective to an extent. And I was hopefully not a golden duck, says John. This is going to be so anticlimactic if I go out there, ripper of a delivery first ball. I've said, though, like I was like to Dad, worst comes to worst, if I get an absolute peach of a delivery and go out early, I'll just say to the bowler, do you want me to send you the footage? Because he'll want to see that in swinger again. And Hamish is an ideas man, says Jay. We got things happening. But yeah, it's going to be probably, that's an option. There's a live stream of doing the reaction. And then from there, doing some sort of, I guess, yeah, some sort of, I want to have it similar to that bowling vlog that we did on the channel. I kind of set the scene for you guys, maybe try and interview a couple of our players, interview our coach, which is also my uncle. Just blame tech trouble, says John. Oh, that's smart, John. Although now that I've said that that's smart, now if I actually have tech problems, you guys will be like, nah, you just got to duck. And I have to be like, no. Although I've got a second camera angle. We're actually going to have a camera from the sideline as well. My mum's going to be manning the tripod, watching the cricket through the lens. It's going to be relatively well put together. The only thing we don't have is a drone. Strikers and Thunder is on now. It is. It's currently on my screen. Strikers sitting 6 for none. They are batting first. Thunder and Strikers is on now. There's Frank there. But Faisal going to be bowling the first over for that matchup. Yeah, it would be cool to see how it ends up going. I've also had the idea of, because you umpire your own team's batting, I would love to be able to get a GoPro mount. I've got the chest mount already. It kind of looks like a training bra, but pretty much it goes across there, around there, straight there, camera. And I'd love to be able to umpire while wearing it, because you do have to nominate a couple players from your team to do the umpiring. We get to see whether or not things with LBW, if it's actually coming back in and whatnot. Be quite fun. Channel 9 as well. Wide World of Sport, says John there. But yeah, we've got a few ideas coming up. But the Stars, they managed to get themselves the win. Very nicely done. I'll probably wear that cap tomorrow as it's kind of close to our team colours. Let's see if I can get this right because I messed it up last time. You are behind the other game started. I know. It's currently an over in at the moment. Almost. Hang on. Did it again. A little bit too much juice on that one. Not a lot of margin for error. Error is the word I was trying to say there rather than error. But nonetheless, I think we are at the end of the slicer. I do thank you all very much for tuning in. We've kind of just continued chatting after the match is finished. It's as if 3.5 hours or whatever it was wasn't enough time to be able to chat. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Wish me luck tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Get your last minute predictions in. How many runs I'm going to be able to score. I think I'm opening. So I have a new ball to deal with, but hopefully it doesn't move around too much. Get it out of the middle of the bat. Hit her in the screws. Give it a decent crack. Yeah, you need a good sleep. That is why we won't be covering this game between the Thunder and the Strikers, mainly because I will be sleeping during that time. Cheers, mate. Take care, mate. Hope you crack a few boundaries tomorrow. Thank you, Jay. One shot. That's all I want. One really nice cover drive. One really nice like pull shot or something that the camera can see everything. That's all I want. Just like a, solid, keep the head down, step to the ball. You want one of those and just watch it race to the boundary. That's the hope. Instead, it's going to be step to the ball, edge straight to slip. See you later, son. But nah, we're confident. Not really, but we'll go for our best. Oh, well, my thumb looks. How do we put that up right? There we go. That's a lot better. How does it go over there? And I was Everton. It's like Auckland. It will be raining. I really hope it's not. And Hamish, a solid ton, says truck in there. 50 for a mango. That's what we're going for. If I get my 50, I'm buying myself a $6.50 mango from Countdown, even though they are way overpriced over here, but they're an Australian mango, and we will be celebrating on mango juices. Feel like that's a good time to end the live stream, isn't it? So what I will do, because I'm sitting on a couch and the live broadcast, to end it, I have to go all the way over there. What we'll have to do is say thank you very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to get up and go and click that button. Yeah, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. See you all tomorrow. Maybe for the BBL in the evening if we're back in time. If not, will be the matches taking place in the middle of the night for the Champions Cup. We'll be doing the test match for day 2. We'll be doing day 1 of the test match if it is raining tomorrow and I am unable to play the match as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. And we'll see you all for the next one. I just got to awkwardly, quite a tight squeeze over here. We will see you all later.